a similarly effective job to that which Rangers did in Europa League earlier. It is the Conference League this time round, as ever. Live with us here on Sportsound and BBC Radio Scotland. We've got full commentary from our very noisy and atmospheric Tynecastle Park. John Robertson, Alan Preston and Thomas Duncan.
Thanks, Richard. What an incentive for Hearts tonight. If they can go 3 from 3, it would take a massive stride towards knockout football in the Conference League and potentially act as a springboard to get right into the last 16 if they can make the final push. And Tynecastle is packed to the rafters, but we're about to have a minute's silence here in Gorgie for all the people who lost their lives in the terrible floods in Valencia in Spain. So we will have a moment's silence here at Tynecastle. Hearts players fan out, the fans roar, and they want to see another performance like they witnessed here a fortnight ago against Ammonia Nicosia, when they made a frantic start and got 2 goals up and were able to cruise towards the finish. Alongside me, Alan Preston and John Robertson. John, I guess the message from Neil Critchley will be same again, fast start.
Absolutely, that's what you're looking for. You know, they're a German side. It's the old, you know, the usual things you say about they're going to be organised. They're going to play a very structured game. But I tell you what we have noticed already, the size of them, they're absolute monsters. They're the
Come
smallest.
on, Robbo, everybody's much
taller than me, to be fair. But I'm looking at the smallest player in their team is about 6 foot. But the last time I seen a side this big was Tottenham Hotspur back in the day. But like Hearts have got some big lads as well, but they can move the ball about. Heidenheim defend very narrow, so they've got to get switches to play and cause the Germans problems.
Yeah, absolutely. Heidenheim, as I mentioned, built so much of the success on direct counter-attack and playing set pieces, and that will be a big challenge for Hearts tonight as the visitors get the game underway. Hearts shooting in this first half towards the school end as Heidenheim win the ball back and knock it back to Searsleben, the centre back. It is a fantastic story. Heidenheim, from a small town in the south of Germany, managed to build their way up to the Bundesliga on an absolute shoestring budget, and even last season at home managing to down the mighty Bayern Munich, coming from 2 goals down to win 3-2 in such a memorable season, which has earned them the right to play European football. And Boateng hacks it forward after some scrappy play in the middle of the pitch to start things off. But Alan, as I was mentioning, it was such a good start from Hearts the last time we were here, and you know, to get this crowd right up and on their side is key, really, isn't it?
It is, and the crowd are doing their part already. You know, the players will then need to, if they can, start as they did the last game. But I've got to agree with John, they're massive, and Hearts' Achilles heel this year has been set plays.
And it's up towards Brunig, the 6'5" centre forward, but Heidenheim knock it back to Meinka, the captain, one of only 3 to stay in the team from that defeat in the Bundesliga by Holstein Kiel at the weekend. And they have found it more difficult this season. The underdogs in the German top flight, but still 13th in the table after 9 games. As Shanklin tries to close down the keeper Muller, and now Heidenheim come up the left-hand side, and Hearts put good pressure on, but there's a foul there, and Heidenheim will get the free kick. But that's signs of what Hearts have started to do more under Neil Critchley as well, which is try and press from the front.
Well, that's it, they've got to try and win the ball high up the park if they can. It's closer to the goal, that's the aim of the game. Thomas, don't sit off. You can already see technically they're very, very good. They play little triangles, you can see them there. They want to go back and start it for the back. The goalkeeper's comfortable with the ball at his feet. He'll be used a lot as well, basically as a sweeper.
And it's at the foot of the goalkeeper Muller, who's been at the club since 2015. And that is kind of the story of this Heidenheim team, is loads of them have plied their trades in the second, third, fourth tiers of German football, and now strutting their stuff on the big stage as Hearts again force it back to the goalkeeper Müller. Goes with a short pass between maroon jerseys, but good pressure, and it breaks to Lawrence Shanklin. Fantastic save by Müller with the legs, but Lawrence Shanklin of last season buries that.
I think Lawrence Shanklin's unlucky there. It's a good save for the keeper. I watched his warm-up. He was an absolute beast. He was throwing himself everywhere, and that's exactly what he's done. He was doing a lot of short stopping there. Brilliant closing down from Spittle initially there, I think, and it's fed to Shanklin, and he just swiveled and hit it. It's a good save.
Yeah, he's unlucky, really unlucky. It was good play by Hearts, winning the ball at the edge of the box, instinctively hits the shot, hits the target, keeper makes a decent enough save. But you would imagine in the Bundesliga, they won't get teams that will press them like this. Hearts are trying to get in their faces straight away, make it uncomfortable for them.
Penrice infield towards Spittle, back to Boateng. Now goes back to Frankie Kent, who's got a new centre-half partner tonight in Stephen Kingsley. Here's Dand up the right-hand side, gives it to Forrest. Not much room to work with, and there's a block as Forrest tries to play it forward, and now Heidenheim will break. It's Brunig, the big striker, but Hearts pinch it. Then Shanklin knocks it to Forrest on the halfway line. Now to Danda in front of his manager Neil Critchley, who's on the edge of his technical area. Danda jinks in field and goes to Frankie Kent, and there's so much noise here at Tynecastle, including coming from the away end, away to our right-hand side, decked in the red and blue of Heidenheim. But that's a brilliant pass up to Shanklin midway through the Heidenheim half, and he's chipped it forward to Spittle, who's made a run into the box, and Bush, the right back, tracks back and gives a little nudge to Blair Spittle, and the fans wanted a foul for that, but they won't get one. It goes behind for the goal kick. 0-0, 4 played. Yeah,
good play from Hearts, and you can see what they've been working on at the back. I was talking to Liam Fox, and he was saying that when they're building up, Hearts will go to a 3, depending which side of the ball's on there. And you saw it. It was Forrester, Kent and Kingsley formed the 3. Penrice bombed on, and they managed to get the ball to Shanklin and loads of space. So that's something that Hearts have certainly been working on in the training ground.
We're going to have to watch though, see it by kicks there. Hearts go man for man at the back, 3 versus 3. They push Penrice on one side and then just go man for man, knowing that the German side will play it short at the back, but one time they might just boot it long. We'll be very, very careful.
And it's taken in the middle of the pitch by Adrian Beck, and out to Bush, the right back, who goes for the big direct ball, and it's over the head of the centre forward, but it comes for Toyo Krauf on the inside. It's a low cross, the edge of the 6-yard box, but Frankie Kent reads it really well. Side foots it up into the air, out the box, then it comes back in. Beningame hooks it away. Shanklin drops deep and gets a flick on it. Boateng can't get there though, and it's Beck who passes it forward to Conte. Conte turns and feeds it back the way, and Heidenheim in Hearts half. It's up to Kaufmann, but he misses it, and Kingsley clears it long down over the halfway line. And Heidenheim, just the one victory in their last 6 games. That was against Paphos in their last Conference League match, though. Beat Olympia Ljubljana of Slovenia in their opener 2-1. And Frank Schmidt, the manager, already gesturing that he would like the ball to be moved over to this near side as Heidenheim stroke it about at the back. Here's Maloney, the American midfielder. He's chipped it forward looking for Conte, the right winger, but it's headed away by Penrice, and it's missed in midfield, and Shanklin will pick up. He's on the halfway line, and he's into the Heidenheim half, running towards the touchline. Now Forrest, inside ball to Danda. Back heel flick to Forrest. That's lovely from Hearts. St Alan Forrest moving up towards the edge of the box, but there's 3 white jerseys there. Hearts want a free kick, won't get it. Spittle plays on. Boateng now for Danda, right-hand side of the right-hand corner of the box. Birrells round and then backwards to Forrester. Goes with the early cross with the right foot. It is cleared, and then Brunig knocks it down. Forrest nips in, breaks for Spittle, who is able to go back to Stephen Kingsley, and Hearts have that familiar intensity here on a European night at home as it's swung into the box. Shanklin takes a touch, defender slip, Shanklin away from goal, try to find Forrest, and it comes back to Spittle, blocked on the edge of the box. And Hearts full of verve and confidence tonight, and then sliding challenge from Kent is penalised, but the crowd loved it.
Yeah, I think he's a bit unlucky there. I think he got a bit of the ball and a bit of the man. We know in Europe that's not. I think the referee's a little bit apologetic, but tactically this is going to be interesting because Hearts are pushing the 2 strikers up, and it's causing Heidenheim all sorts of problems. However, Beningame and Boateng are going tight with the 2 midfield players, which means Beck is on his own, and we've already seen the manager there. The left back here is bombing up away from Alan Forrest. Going to have to keep an eye on that.
I think it's just a game of who's going to be braver and going to try and win this match, because Hearts, certainly if they can push up, They can nick the ball, as we've already seen.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's exactly what Neil Critchley is trying to get Hearts to do, and we've seen that in the opening 5 games as Hearts win it again, and it's forward to Shankland midway through the Heidenheim half, and he keeps the ball really well. The Hearts captain shifts it to Forrester down this right-hand side. Jan Danda dummies to cross from deep, comes inside, pass along the ground, and it's passed into Shankland, corner of the 6-yard box, and he puts the shot in at the near post, saved by the legs of Muller again. The angle is against Lawrence Shankland, still comes for Danda, blocked. Is that going to go for a corner? Does it come off Danda? And it'll be a goal kick. It is Hearts 0, Heidenheim 0.
Yeah, he's unlucky again. You know, people have been criticising Lawrence for lack of goals, but his all-round play has been decent. His link-up play, it was brilliant link-up play there, a lovely little run, and he's done what you have to do there. The angle, as you're right, Tom, is against him, but he smashed at the keeper, and it's unfortunate for him, it's just rattled off his legs.
Yeah, I think if he had an option, Alan, he might have rolled it across, but there wasn't one.
It's been a great start from both sides, it's got to be said. They're very, very technically good, and Hearts are all over them just now.
Here's Mainka, the captain, centre-back, scored the winner in that 1-0 win against Paphos the last time. And he takes a touch with the outside of the boot. No pressure on him for now. Goes with the right foot out to Bush, the right back. He comes back in field to his captain, Mainka. And now it's Maloney. Back to Viersleben. And now Adrian Beck. Takes a touch, moves it to Kerber. Kerber, and this time Hearts just choosing their moment, not pressing really high at this point in time, but it's rolled into Beck just over the halfway line. He goes down the right hand side, Conte's there, and then it's a good tackle from Penrice, and it's out for a throw-in for Heidenheim on the far side, midway through Hearts territory.
What you're going to have to watch is Conte's pace. That's a real outlet for them as well. If Hearts defend up high and it's clipped over the top of Penrice, Conte can shift.
Yeah, he absolutely can. He's clocked the second fastest top speed in the Bundesliga this season. That's a measure of what he can do. As that comes off Forrest and goes out for a Heidenheim throw now on this near side. And Teuerkauf, a left back, throws it back to Viersleben, who goes across to Mainka. Heidenheim has struggled for goals recently, failed to score in 3 of their last 6 games. Not quite got the same confidence as last season. I mentioned they lost their 3 most proficient attacking players last season. Sold one of them, Jan Niklas Beste, to Benfica for €8 million. And here come Heidenheim, and it's slipped in behind, and Kaufmann goes after it, as does Conte. Hearts defend it. Kingsley gets there on the far side into Boateng, who's trying to jink away from 2 Heidenheim players. Heidenheim have it back, and then Brune goes down and wants a free kick. He's not going to get it, and it's going to be a Hearts throw-in over near the corner flag on the far side.
Yeah, it's just what we're saying. Tactically, it's very, very interesting, because both teams are they're trusting themselves, they're trusting their formation. You know, thankfully so far the Germans haven't got their heads up at the back, because the switch is on here to the left back, Terhoud, but they've not really saw him yet, and Alan Forrest is getting dragged in there towards the midfield player. So Hearts have got to be careful of that. But there's no doubt when they get the ball, they're getting to the 2 front men. Danda and Shankland have had loads of touches so far. But as you say, when the Germans break, they look very, very good indeed.
They do indeed. It's a Hearts free kick though. Maximilian Brunig was guilty of an over-eager challenge in the middle of or just out towards the touchline on the far side, as we sit here in the main stand at Tynecastle, and Kingsley's going to go with a left foot, big diagonal, but it's down the throat of the Heidenheim defence, but it breaks for Forrest. They'll just let that run out for a throw-in, and he leaves it for Adam Forrester, who was tremendous against Omonia Nicosia in the last European game here. It's possession lost for Hearts, and Heidenheim go back to the goalkeeper. It just shows you, Alan, as well, you know, right back was perhaps a problem position for Hearts, but young Forrester's got his chance. Daniel Iagoki's coming on to a game, and suddenly it looks quite a strong position.
It does. I still think I'd still like to get a more experienced one in there, if I'm being honest. I think Forrester's one for the future. He's done great so far, but I still like to see a better one coming in.
Penrice battling down the left hand side, goes towards the byline, hits the deck, doesn't get the free kick he's looking for, and it's come all the way through to Forrester on the halfway line, and that's a rather awkward but back pass to Gordon, but he has loads of time to deal with it on his 300th appearance. Frank Schmidt, the Heidenheim manager, really not happy with how his team started this game, given his mannerisms in the dugout right in front of us as Shankland controls on the halfway line. He's trying to run away from 2 Heidenheim players.
It's a brilliant touch from Lawrence Shankland initially, really good. It's fired into him and he has a wonderful touch. He's unlucky in the end there.
Yeah, Lawrence Shankland's just the one goal, but you get the feeling with the quality he possesses, they'd only need one to reignite that confidence in terms of the finishing. All-round play is another matter altogether as it's rolled across the back by Heidenheim. Mainka goes long up to Brunick. It's over a striker and then Beningame sends it forward. Shankland controls, sliding challenge comes in, breaks for Beningame, who rolls it to Alan Forrest. He's going to go for a run down the right-hand side, Alan Forrest. He's waiting for Forrester to overlap, and then the cross comes in. It's not the best one, and then Beck takes it on the turn away from Beningame. Now he's running over the halfway line and passes it now out to right-hand side of Maloney. Maloney's forced back really well though by Stephen Kingsley, and then Heidenheim go backwards to go forwards with a big switch out to the left-hand side, and Kaufmann. Forrester stands his ground really well, and Hearts have it through Forrest, who jinks away from Teuerkauf and then gives it to Kingsley, and that was really composed, strong defending from Hearts.
I've got to say, if I'm giving Shankland praise for his touch, what about Adrian Beck's touch there? Magnificent.
Yeah, absolutely. Got away from Beningame, left him for dead, and it's out for a throw-in on this near side. But yeah, Adrian Beck, strange one. Was at Hamilton Accies, came on loan from Union Saint-Gilloise. Brian Rice signed him, didn't play many games, went back to Germany, played in like the 4th tier, and then joined Heidenheim a couple of years ago when they were in the 2nd tier, and now he's playing in the Bundesliga.
He looks great. As Alan said, what a touch, touch and turn in the one movement there. But I'll tell you what I do like so far, and I hope I'm not jinx it, but the referee's let a lot of things go. A Norwegian referee here, and he's letting the game flow. A couple of hefty tackles, he's just kept it going.
Alan Forrest tries a cross on the right-hand side of the box, and it's blocked and out for a Hearts throw on this near side. Tremendous travelling support from Heidenheim over and the Roseburn stands, and they've not stopped singing and waving their flags. Throw-in comes in from Forrester into the box. Shankland controls it on the chest. Little lovely flick, and Forrest shot blocked. Hearts are saying it's a handball.
It's him in the face.
Yeah, you can see that because he's down in a heap in the box.
Yeah, good referee in there as well. But you know what? It was really good play by Hearts and really simple. Just thrown into Shankland. He's then looking for a runner off him. It turns out it's Alan Forrest who lets fly, and he catches the player right in the face. Close range, never a handball.
No, well, you don't fake that. He's down in there.
No, Kerber got one in there, but listen, Alan, you've seen that throw-in many years ago at Hearts.
Yeah.
Throw at the striker's feet and just got a midfield player running off him. It is the simplest thing in the
Sandy
game.
Clark used to do it all the
Sandy
time.
Clark, Gary Mackay, John Cahoon, just run off people. That's the secret here. And in fairness to Hearts, that's what they've done early on. You know, they've nicked the ball. Beningame and Boateng, Shankland and Danda have nicked the ball really well, and they've moved it quickly. Players running off, Forrest running off, Spittle running off. They've moved the ball really well. But I tell you what, the Germans do possess a threat in the break. As I said, Beck is playing in that little hole behind Beningame and Boateng, causing a real problem. But it's, you know, tactically, it's very, very good, and given the pace of the game so far, it's been an enjoyable watch.
Yeah, 16 minutes gone. It's really been a good game, good watch so far. Intriguing watch as well. 2 different systems, seeing how it plays out. Who's going to be braver than who? Can Forrest make sure that the full-back doesn't get forward one side? Can Penrith get forward on the other? He's got his hand full with Conte there as well. Beck, as John's touched on, looks a wonderful talent. Really does.
Yeah, and Luca Kerber is back to his feet and being helped off the pitch. The German midfielder for Heidenheim, after taking that ball to the face, it is goalless here at Tynecastle as Hearts look to cap another fine week for Scottish clubs in European football. And in terms of the coefficient, Celtics win on Tuesday, Rangers with a valuable draw over in Greece earlier against Olympiacos. And we are back underway as Kevin Muller, the goalkeeper, plays it short to Tim Ziersleben, and now Mainka. And the Heidenheim fans now jumping up and down as it's played forward. Brunick will chase it. Frankie Kent gets there first and goes back to Craig Gordon on his 300th Hearts appearance. Tauerkraut wins that header though. Then it's Kaufmann Flicked on by Beck brilliantly to Tower Kauf on the left-hand side, floats the delivery, but it's well overhit and will go out over on the far side. 0-0, 17 minutes played.
Again, that's the threat, you know, it's just a nice, you know, the full-back's won the ball, as you'd expect him to do against Forrest, because he's a big lad. Lovely little touch on the corner from Beck again, and thankfully, for Hearts this time, Tower Kauf, that's a poor ball, overhit, but I tell you what, 3 or 4 bodies bombing into the box there for Heidenheim.
That's what I'm saying, though. Bergkamp is a left back, John. He's the one that Forrest is going to have to be really clever here, Forrest, and do his defensive duties. It's not easy. Yeah, Forrest is going to have to speak to him and pass him on at times as well. But I'm sure, I suppose it's up to Neil Critchley. Do you think, OK, Forrest, you go ahead, just let him go, Forrester will take him. But the problem that you've got is one of the other players then drops into Forrester's, Kaufman drops into Forrester's area. So Forrest has to do the job of a defensive player.
Yeah, Norman Tower Kauf, 37 years old, so it's experienced player against inexperienced down this Hearts right-hand side as it's flicked on towards Beck. Kingsley defends it well and knocks it to Boateng, who takes it over the halfway line in the middle of the pitch. Right-footed pass out to Spittle on the left-hand side. Blair Spittle comes in on that right foot and he slides a brilliant pass to Penrice, who's in the box, and his cross is blocked, and it'll be a Hearts corner.
Good play, and that's what I said, is that both teams have got an extra man when they win on the ball. Beck's at the spare man there, and Hearts have got Danda and Shanklin occupying the 2 centre backs, and they've got an extra man coming in from the midfield there. So it's a wonderful ball. Penrice really bombing on, and it's an opportunity against this defence.
I would be taking this shot, I honestly would. I hope somebody smashes a header in, but they are so much bigger than Hearts.
And here comes the corner, and it's on top of the goalkeeper, and it's a stooped header at the back post from Kent. And that's a decent chance.
He's got to score. I mean, you can see how disappointed he is. He's got round the back there, they've blocked a couple off, he's got round 5 yards out, a yard beyond the back post, gets to the header first, he should score, and Hearts should be 1-0 up.
Yeah, I'd be disappointed with that. It's a great ball in again, really good, great pace on it.
Yeah, it was similar to the one he scored against Aberdeen, actually, up at Pataudry, the back post. Here's Conte on the left-hand side coming in centrally, and the space just about opened up for a shot, but then it closed pretty quickly due to Boateng. It's Bush with a corner right into the 6-yard box. There's Craig Gordon commanding his area and takes it as Forrest has it in Hearts break. Danda over the halfway line, but it's fizzed past Shanklin, poor pass, and that will be thrown to Heidenheim. 0-0 as we hit 20 minutes at Tynecastle. Hearts up against Bundesliga side Heidenheim, who, remember, have made 8 changes from their league game at the weekend. They have used this competition to rotate, and in fairness, they do have a fairly brutal fixture list coming up with Wolfsburg, Leverkusen, Chelsea, Bayern Munich, Eintracht Frankfurt, all coming up in the next 3 weeks.
All right, wrong with that. But just looking at Beck, Beck's clearly got a free role just to play in behind the 2 Hearts central midfielders, Boateng and Beningame. He's going wherever he likes. One of them's going to have to be cute and pick him up.
Kerber, who's recovered from that blow to the face, up to Kaufman on the right-hand side. Really fierce and well-timed sliding challenge from James Penrice.
Alan's bang on here, because they say Forrester's getting dragged in because the centre-halves are getting dragged towards Beck. So if that gets happening, he's got to go in and make sure he's covering there. And that's what's opening up this left wing back here, left back, to get in the ball.
Big switch from Tower Kauf to Bush. It's into the box. Conte with a wonderful flick, but Frankie Kent is well stationed to head that back out the far side of the box. Back to Bush. Low cross in at the near post, and Kingsley on the slide deals with it. And it's out for a Heidenheim throw on the far side.
Again, Alan Forrest has got to open his body up to see what's round about him. The player's got round the back of him, he's nowhere near him.
Bush back to Adrian Beck, right on the right-hand touchline. He's tackled, and it's another Heidenheim throw on the far side. And just a sense that after Hearts were all over Heidenheim in the opening 10 minutes or so, had a couple of chances that the German side are just starting to grow into the game. It's thrown back, and it's now at the halfway line. Mainka has it, and it's Hearts just back, staying compact. Conte, that's a poor pass, and Shanklin has it. He's picked it off, he's in the centre circle, goes down, and that will be the free kick. Just around about the halfway line for Hearts, and a valuable one at that.
Yeah, he drew it well. I thought he was going to lose the ball there. He'd picked the wrong option. I think Penrice had bombed down the left-hand side. But you know, the Germans have started to play their way into the game. They've not really had any trouble. Craig Gordon. Hearts have had 3 decent chances. Kent's a wonderful one. Shanklin's had 2 shots saved. So I think Neil Critch will be delighted with the start, but he'll also want to get his nose in front.
Spittle for Penrice. Left-hand touchline, infield to Boateng on the halfway line, and then to Frankie Kent. Controls with the right foot and goes to Kingsley. Kingsley over the halfway line. Now Penrice on the left wing, and now Spittle in the field. His pass is blocked, and it breaks for Adrian Beck, who runs away from Spittle, and then it's Brunig who takes it on the turn, and his pass is overhit, and Teuerkauf won't get there. Forrester does, and then he gives it to Forrest, who is dribbling up the right hand side. He slows down, his pass takes a nick as it finds Jan Danda anyway, and then Danda has 2 players in front of him and wins the throw in down near the corner flag for Hearts on this near side. Still 0-0 in this Conference League game.
Thomas, I think in the last game Ammonia got spooked with the crowd. This won't bother Heidenheim. They've gone to the Allianz, they go to the Yellow Wall at Dortmund. They'll thrive on this, and you can see it, they're growing into the game.
Absolutely. And Adam Forrester throws it into the box. It's over Shanklin. Header comes to the edge of the area, but it's Conte who is there for Heidenheim. Kent heads it up into the sky. It bounces, and that's a high boot that goes in, but play on. And then Forrester able to force the throw in as Kaufmann hits it out.
It's a good competitive game. That's, you know, both teams, and that's what I like about the Norwegian referee so far. He's let a couple of lusty challenges go, and he told players to get up and get on with it. So hopefully that, you know, both teams are just competing really fairly for the ball. There's been no nasty tackles, but it's been very, very competitive, and both teams actually look quite easy on the eye in possession. But Hearts, obviously, so far in the opening quarter of the game, have had the better chances, there's no doubt, but there's also no doubt what threat this German side are.
Christopher Hagenes, the Norwegian referee, actually looks like he could play for Heidenheim, the size of him. As it's played forward to Conte. Kingsley really follows him closely, goes back to Kerber. Heidenheim are in Hearts territory. They go to the right back, Bush, then into midfield, and Leonard Maloney, born in Germany but represents the United States, played a couple of games alongside Carter Vickers of Celtic for the national side. Here's Kerber, back to Mainka, Heidenheim captain. Hearts sitting off for now. It's into Brunig, the big striker, and then it's worked to the left hand side in Teuerkauf, back to Sears-Leber. Heidenheim exerting a bit more control certainly than they were in the opening 10 minutes. It's played forward towards Beck, it's over him. Kingsley's header sent back to Beck, who heads it towards the edge of the box, and Boateng's in there with Brunig. He's got his arm round him, Boateng, perhaps fortunate to get away with that. Bush crosses it in, late run from Kerber, gets the header on it, but it sails over the crossbar. 0-0.
Yeah, first half chance. It's a decent move again. They get plenty of bodies in the box, but Maloney's been very, very clever here. He's gone in when Heidenheim get the ball, the 2 centre backs are drifting really wide, and he's gone in there and playing as an old-fashioned sweeper, and he's getting on the ball, and Hearts can't get to him because obviously Shanklin and Danda are staying with the centre backs. Beningame and Boateng can't get forward, so he's getting on the ball here, and he's be able to dictate play and knock it into little spaces. So Hearts are going to have to try and work out that little conundrum.
Yeah, Hearts certainly look much more at it. Intensity is there, and Neil Critchley's tenure so far, a couple of blips, obviously against Kilmarnock here last midweek, and then 20 minutes or so in the second half against St Johnstone, but they retrieved that situation to get the victory. Just the one defeat in his 5 games in charge so far, and they've, after struggling for goals at the start of the season as well, they've scored in 9 straight. Hearts, so feeling much more like the side they were last season, as it's up towards Shanklin. It's over the Hearts captain, and it's allowed to bounce at the back by Heidenheim, and they go back to Muller, the goalkeeper, who made that fantastic save in the opening couple of minutes from Lawrence Shanklin after brilliant pressure from Hearts, and it broke to Shanklin in the box. He went with a side foot, it was heading in, and the goalkeeper saved with his legs. And it's Sears-Leben to Beck, back to centre half, who goes across the defence to the captain Mainka, up to the halfway line and back, and Teuerkauf is pulled out to this near side again, and the switch is on, and the goalkeeper Muller plays it short. Still Hearts 0, Heidenheim 0, 27 minutes on the clock at Tynecastle. As Hearts look to go 3 from 3 in the Conference League as to Heidenheim, and that's a poor touch from their captain at the back. He gets away with it as it breaks through to Marian Bush, the right back, but took his eye off the ball there, Patrick Mainka.
Yeah, Mainka's a lucky boy, because if he takes a good touch there, Spittle's on top of him. Spittle's waiting for him to take the touch and try to rob him like he did in the first minute there, but it was that bad a touch. It worked out as a wonderful dummy.
0-0, Kingsley plays it forward for Hearts. Spittle controls it in his own half, gives it to Boateng, and then to Frankie Kent. Spreads it to the right back, Adam Forrester. First time pass over the halfway line to Danda. Danda goes for a little run forward, then flicks it to Forrest, infield to Beningame, across to Boateng. Hearts working it towards the left-hand side now as Penrice is on the touchline. He drives forward, puts a low cross in, cleared out, and then that's given away, and Penrice is in, infield still going, knocks it down, Forrest! And somehow it's not
offside.
wide, but he was offside, and I have to say he did look it when the ball came to him.
Yeah, he gets a break in the ball. Penrice is not a great cross. It's cleared, he goes back to him, he cuts inside. I thought he was going to hit him with his right foot. Ball breaks to Forrest, he's offside. Knocks it wide, but you know, needs to be a slightly better quality for Penrice. He's got that in his locker. It was a poor cross.
Forrest has it again though. Moving towards the right-hand touchline. Hearts midway through the Heidenheim half. Forrester, Danda. Forrester back to Frankie Kent. Ever present centre back for Hearts. Been an excellent signing since that move from Peterborough. And here's Penrice back to Kingsley across to Kent. And now, after Heidenheim had a little spell on the ball and dominated possession, Hearts are getting a few passes, but Frankie Kent didn't have a huge amount of options there. He finds Forrester though. Low pass to no one really is cleared up towards Kaufmann. Drops for Boateng, and that's a really poor header from Boateng. He recovers really well to get a challenge in to prevent Conte bringing it down. And it's back to Kingsley, left back, or left centre back I should say. Here's Frankie Kent, takes it forward. Brunig takes a couple of steps towards him, and it's long to Shanklin, and Shanklin controls it in the box, and Muller got out off his line quickly, the goalkeeper, and smothered it.
Shanklin's unlucky there. He was very clever. He knew it wasn't going to get beyond the centre half, so he just stood still and let the centre half back into him, and it just clipped off the big centre half's head there. Searsbin just picked off his head and went just out of Shanklin's reach towards the goalkeeper there. But clever play, but Hearts need Danda to get a bit closer to Shanklin at times. He's playing, you know, defensively he's playing up to close down the centre backs, but when they've got the ball he's still playing that number 10 role. He's got to get beyond Shanklin, because the Germans are showing at the other end they're prepared to run beyond, and that's the way you trouble them.
Yeah, and here comes Searsleben, centre back. Now it's Beck dropping in. He's been the standout for Heidenheim so far, the midfielder. Gives it to Mainka. Forward to Conte, first time pass to the right wing, and Bush, the right back, infield to Beck, touches away from Beningame. Tremendous sliding challenge from Boateng in the middle of the pitch, and now Penrice has it as Hearts break. Moves it forward to Spittle, infield to Shanklin, moving towards the edge of the box, but his pass to Penrice is intercepted by Bush, and now it's Heidenheim who can break. Conte, the speedy winger, driving forward. Boateng's back. What a ball that is, or it's Kaufmann misjudges it really, or maybe I'm doing a disservice. Maybe the cross should have been better, but it was behind the striker. And then there's a thunderous challenge in on Danda, who's hit the deck, and that looked a sore one.
Yeah, it's a sore. I don't think it was any malice in it.
I think he just lands awkwardly. Yeah,
Danda went up in the air to try and control his chest, and the big lad Searsbin's come in there, and he's generally trying to win the ball, but he's had to go through Danda, and he's knocked the wind out of Danda there. But I'll tell you what, the boy Conte may be quick going forward. He's not too keen to chase Penrice back, the typical winger, not really want to go back and help out his defence, Alan.
Well, you can see the same on the other side with Forrest. He doesn't want to go back and chase the full back on either. It's really interesting stuff, it is. But I've got to say, the young lad who was at Hamilton Accies, Beck, what a quality act he is.
It's a big switch for Hearts as it come down the left-hand side, and Penrice, dangerous delivery that the keeper had to punch away. That definitely wasn't a shot from James Penrice, I don't think, but the keeper had to deal with it.
It's funny because I was watching Muller in the warm-up. As I say, he's an absolute tank of a goalkeeper, and that's the kind of stuff he was doing. They were crossing, he was very European. He was punching them out. He was, you know, the shots, he was punching them out. But he's a big beast of a lad.
And it's clear to the edge of the box. That's Beningame has it, middle of the pitch, about 30 yards out. Not got much room to work with. Goes sideways and gives it to Forrest. Forrest thinks about going down the outside. He's shown inside, but then a brilliant turn from Forrest. Gets down the outside, crosses into the penalty spot. Not a great clearance, and it comes to the edge of the box, and Penrice slashes it over the bar.
Wonderful play by Forrest on the right hand side. Gets the ball and goes to Penrice. He's unlucky. It's on his weaker right foot. Can't get on his left. He has a shot, goes wide of the target. But good play by Forrest. Good to see Penrice getting forward on that side as well.
That's it. The big difference between both sides there is Spittle's at the edge of the box. When the Germans are throwing across and there's 4 or 5 of them bursting to get in there, to get on the end of it, Spittle's just lying at the edge of the box. If he goes another 4 or 5 yards in, that ball drops him, and it's a wonderful chance.
Yeah, it was a brilliant cross from Forrest from this right hand side on the penalty spot, more or less, but there was no one in maroon there. Hearts with by far the best chances, you would have to say, albeit it's been fairly even in terms of open play. It's been really competitive, but Hearts will feel they would have liked to have taken 1 or 2, particularly the Kent header at the back post, the Shanklin one in the opening couple of minutes. And here come Heidenheim as they look to cross the halfway line. They do, and it's taken by Brunig, the striker, who turns and comes in field, and he goes for the switch to Kerber, who's made the run into the box. It's come out the left-hand side of the penalty area, controls it, knocks it off Forrest, and it'll be a Heidenheim throw.
That's the ball. That's the one we talked about. Forrest has got to be switched on. Forrest and Forrester have got to speak to each other and say the centre halves have got to help him out as well.
And Tyrecraft, low cross towards the penalty spot. Boateng there, low clearance. Now it's Maloney. Maloney over to Bush. And Hearts now put the pressure on through Shankland. Bush and Heidenheim have to go back to the goalkeeper, and Frank Schmidt, the manager of 17 years of this club, shakes his head because he wants his team to go forward. It's at the back now with Micah across to Searsleben, who started all 4 of their Conference League games this season, including the playoff round against PK Häcken of Sweden, who knocked Aberdeen out the Europa League last season, of course, in the playoff rounds. Came through 5-3 in aggregate, and it's into Beck in the centre circle, and he goes down, and it'll be a free kick. I beg your pardon, it's Brunig, and it looks like there's going to be a change already here for Heidenheim, and it's going to be the right back, I think, Traore, who is stripped and ready to come on. And so that tells you, I mean, Frank Schmidt, he's been gesturing and he's not been happy, and clearly he's seen enough already down that right hand side, because it's the right back that's going to come on at some point, but not yet, as Forrest bends it into Blair Spittle. He's got space in front of him, puts onto the right foot, edge of the box. It's Blair Spittle deflected wide, and you're just expecting the net to bounce. Such as a form he's in.
Big chance. If he just kept going, there's something. I was just looking at the right back struggling. He's done it. I think he's done his hamstring there, and he couldn't get back. If Blair Spittle just goes straight through and takes a chance on his left foot, but he's cutting and they've shuffled him across, cutting again. He just looked for him, hit the target there, blocked once more. But again, another good chance for Hearts. There's no doubt that this is not a tactical change. The right back has definitely got a problem.
Yeah, Traore is stripped and ready to come on, but he won't be onto the field before this Hearts corner. Penrice with the left foot, and Shanklin went up, and then it's Forrest who keeps it in and plays it to the back of the box. Danda heads it forward, and it's smashed clear by Brunig, the centre forward, and Heidenheim are desperate to make this change. And it's ball still not gone out of play. It's back with Craig Gordon, who's just holding it in his own half and sends it forward. Shanklin jostling, header from Searsleben, and it's flicked on by Kaufmann. Brunig tussling with Beningame, breaks for Boateng. Now Danda driving forward towards the right hand corner of the box. Forrest is offering an option. Danda goes for the cross, and it's blocked by Kerber, and Hearts throw in. And I think now we will have that change with Traore coming on for Marian Bush, and he is he's the usual right back. He's the starter. He plays most weeks.
You can see Bush he's got limp there. I don't know if he's done a muscle injury, but you can see he's not happy, and he's I think you'll see him getting a bit of ice on his leg very, very quickly. He's certainly grimacing there, but so it's not tactical. It's definitely an injury in force on, but another half chance for Hearts. It was Spittle. If he just kept going straight and took a chance on his slightly weaker left foot, then Hearts could have been ahead.
Yeah, Hearts with all the real chances as Forrester drives into the box from the right hand side, gives it to Shanklin facing away from goal, and then Danda with a strike. It's straight at Muller, the goalkeeper, who saves comfortably.
Yeah, Hearts have been very good, really, really good. And you know what as well, you've noticed that Muller, John, comes off his line, he comes right up, and we've seen it before at Canada. Shanklin scored one from his own half. He could catch his keeper out, he comes that far up.
Spittle with a big switch of play towards Forrest, who heads it to Forrester. Forrester tried the pass round, tried to bend it round the defender into the path of Shanklin, but it was blocked. So Heidenheim forced into that change at right back. It doesn't weaken them because, as I said, Traore is the usual starter out on that right hand side. They do actually play a sort of wing back system in the league, but they've been playing 4 at the back in the Conference League, and Hearts work it right to Forrest. He's into the penalty area, goes for a strike, and it's too high and into the stands.
He's unlucky. I mean, it's not till after you've seen the shot you think, can he find someone? But again, wonderful play from Hearts. The confidence that they've got. I've seen it a few weeks ago, and they were just lacking that little bit against Ross County. But you can see they're zipping it about, they're knocking it about, they're passing in movement, and you could see Forrest there had one thought in his mind. He went for that top corner like he did against Nicosia. This time though, he was just a yard too high. But in terms of chances, shots at goal, Hearts are way, way ahead. But there's definitely a threat from this German side, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, and they've got quality on the bench, they've got more of their usual starters on the bench, so Hearts would dearly love to get themselves in front before the break. We've played 39 minutes, it's Hearts 0, Heidenheim 0. Hearts with most of the opportunities, as John Robertson said, but here's Kerber with a cross to the back post that's overhit and goes behind for a Hearts goal kick.
I think Hearts have been brilliant, John. I really do. I think they've been excellent on the front foot, pressing the Germans. You can see they're technically very good, but Hearts have been the better side. They should be goals ahead. It's been a terrific performance so far. Great 40 minutes. Just need to keep it going.
Yeah, full of intensity. It's exactly what we saw against Nicosia, just without the goals to show for it so far for Hearts. But they have had really good opportunities. Shanklin, Spittle, Forrest, Kent with a header at the back post that he should have buried, but it's still goalless. And now here comes Kaufmann on the break for Heidenheim, but Hearts
that's a bad tackle there.
It's a late one from Kaufmann on Frankie Kent, and he helps Kent to his feet, and
I think Kent saw it coming and he played it and rode it very well. And it's nice again, the Norwegian referees, it would have been easy to pull a yellow card out there, he hasn't. He's let a lot of things go, and it just shows you how football's changed there. We're looking at some of the stats, 60-40% for Heidenheim, but Hearts have had 9 shots to the Germans 1, so there's no doubt Hearts are definitely on the front foot, and you can see there's confidence. My only worry, and we've seen it in Alan, I've seen it as well, is that fitness aspects around about 65 minutes, 70 minutes, Hearts tend to run out of steam, and that's when Neil Critchley's substitutes will be very, very important indeed.
Wonderful flick back heel from Shanklin towards Spittle. It's just overrun and out for a throw-in on the far sides. Just the way Lawrence Shanklin uses his body when the ball comes into him and just knocks it round wee corners, it's a joy to watch, really.
He's got better at that in recent years, he has. Really good, you're right, he links up, he sees runners coming at him as well.
Here comes Traore, the replacement right back for Heidenheim down the right hand side. Frankie Kent steps in and wins it off Kaufmann, and then he's striding forward. Frankie Kent, powerful run. Danda's made a run forward.
It's got to be a booking this
Kent
time.
Is side down, and this time there is a yellow card out, and Kent was motoring forward there, and the card's out for Maloney.
Yeah, he had to do it as well, because Frankie Kent for the first 15 yards did not see Jan Danda, who was in acres of space, and just as he got his head up to see him, was about to play the pass, he was brought down there by Maloney, and it's an easy yellow card for the Norwegian referee, who, to be fair, as we've mentioned, has done really well. He's kept it in his pocket the whole game, he's let the game flow, and that's part of the reason it's been such an enjoyable watch. The referee's not been over fussy, he's let both teams get on with it, and it's good to see.
Hearts free kick. Spittle's going to send this in with the right foot, bends it towards the back post, and Kingsley was in there, and it's cleared, sent back in by Forrester. Shanklin controls it on the chest, then goes down, and then Penrice steams in but can't take the ball, and then Conte's one-on-one with Forrester. Conte controls, he's driving past Forrester into the box. Conte's still going, Forrester goes to ground and does really well while he's lying on the ground to make the block, and it's behind for a corner.
And he had to.
It's wonderful defending, it really is. Conte's got the pace on him, he bides his time, the young man. He goes to ground but manages to stick a leg out. It's away for a corner, but really good play by the young fullback.
He's actually fortunate away as well, because Conte got past him, and if he takes his next touch well, knocks it further, he can get across in, but he just a softer touch which allowed Forrester to get back there, jockeyed him really well, and then managed to knock it out for a corner kick.
43 minutes played, goalless here in the Conference League. Heidenheim corner, and it's in at the front post, but Hearts deal with it, and they have coped well with the size of Heidenheim so far. Beck sends it back in with the outside of the boot. Gordon's come a long way, had to get someone on it and did. Open goal left, and it's hooked off the line by Boateng, who bails out his goalkeeper, Craig Gordon. And that was heart and mouth moment for the Hearts fans.
Well, it was nearly Maloney there. The first one, Craig Gordon's come a long way there, and he's been brave. He shouted early, he's come about 10 yards and managed to get a really good punch on it, but he's punched it straight to Maloney on the 18-yard line, and he's had a brilliant header back over Craig Gordon, and Boateng read it. Thankfully for the Hearts, he read it, managed to hook it from about 2 yards away.
I've seen it so many times. Hearts have been susceptible to set plays, Thomas, the whole season, and especially with this side being a lot bigger. I don't like zonal marking. They're going to get a run on you. It's a problem.
Yeah, there was a couple of occasions, well, even the penalty, which leave aside whether it was a penalty at the weekend against St Johnstone, where Cammy Devlin's marking.
Exactly.
You know, and I think at one point Jan Danda was marking, you know, Jack Sanders for St Johnstone, so it does have its issues. But it was a strength of Hearts last season, was they didn't.
This is where you've got to be a wee bit clever, because you've got Forrest, Danda, Spittle to a certain degree in your team. So why not leave 3 up? Why not take a wee gamble, say, right, we're going to leave 3 up here. Are you going to leave 3 back or 4 back? And then let your big guys pick up your big guys.
That's what Barcelona, the top Barcelona side, used to do.
Here's Kingsley driving out of defence. He's done brilliantly here. He's over the halfway line. He's down the left-hand side in the left-back position. Dummies the cross. Gives it to Penrice, who's battling on the touchline but loses out. And now there's a counter opportunity on for Conte again. He's driving through the middle of the pitch this time. Gives it out to the right, and Beck comes backwards and inside the field. Kerber and Hearts have managed to take the sting out of this transition for Heidenheim as they get men back. The big switch is coming though. It's under hit, and Alan Forrest heads it to the feet of Jan Danda. Maloney has come across, and Danda flicks it away from Towerkopf, and we have 3 added minutes here at the end of the first half. It's Hearts 0, Heidenheim 0. Hearts with the better chances but no goals as Beningame rolls it to James Penrice. Penrice flicks it with the studs. He's asking for some movement in front of him, and there isn't much, and he goes to Kingsley, who goes square to Frankie Kent. You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland, as Kent's Hearts centre-back takes it out. He goes square to Kingsley, up to Spittle, first time back to Beningame in the centre circle. Beningame under pressure from Kerber, goes to Kingsley. Now Kent to Forrester. Forrester back to Kent, and Heidenheim putting the squeeze on as Kent goes forward to Danda. He's got 4 white jerseys round him. He's squeezed it down the line to Forrester though, who goes long. Shanklin's run into the channel. He's on the edge of the box, back to goal, controls it, holds off the defender. He's turned onto the left foot and switches it out to James Penrice on the left corner of the box. Penrice to Spittle on the left hand side. Spittle drops his shoulder, puts the right foot across in, it's deflected, drops for Forrest. Forrest flicks it to Penrice on the byline. Cross stands up, and Malachi Boateng was lurking, but it was nodded behind by the striker Brunig.
Good play again. Hearts have been excellent first half. Alan said it, they've been full of confidence, they've been brave, and you have to be brave, you have to take chances, and they've done that, and they've managed to get into pockets again. A lovely little touch, bodies in the box. Forrest, good touch, little back heel. Penrice dinks a little ball there again, and this is where I'd like to see Hearts think out the box a wee bit, maybe go and do one shot or work one to the edge of the box, because you'd fancy the Germans to even though Kent got a header in the last time.
Penrice to the back post, and Hearts had bodies there, but Heidenheim deal with it. Spittle he's gone after this, and he'll take the throw in. Heidenheim managed to stop the quick attempt. We're got 1 minute of the 3 added at the end of the first half. It's Hearts 0, Heidenheim 0 in the Europa Conference League. Another excellent European performance from Hearts, as the last two were, or certainly the result against Minsk was. That was all that mattered. Excellent performance against Omonia Nicosia here, and they could get to 9 points. That would really almost ensure that they're playing in the new year in this competition. It's a free kick. There's a throw-in over on the far side. Traore will take. Heidenheim have been forced into a change at right back due to an injury. Traore, who's come on, throws it up the line. Brunig flicks it. Beningame picks up, goes back to Frankie Kent. And it's Craig Gordon now sends it long. And up towards Shankland, who is winning everything up there, you have to say. Heads it up in the air, drops for Danda, who's battling to win it but can't. Up to Brunig, the big lanky centre half, and now Adrian Beck down the left for Heidenheim, and he's coming in. It's opening up for him to shoot on the right foot, which he does, and Kingsley got a block on it, and that will be the last action of the first 45 minutes. And every Hearts fan gets to their feet at Tynecastle to applaud the team as they head for the dressing room, because they have been tremendous. The only thing missing has been a goal. They've had very good chances, you would have to say. Shanklin, after only 3 minutes, brilliant pressure from Blair Spittle in the box. It broke to Shanklin, low shot on target, brilliantly saved by the legs of the goalkeeper for Heidenheim, Kevin Muller. You know, Frankie Kent had another golden opportunity. Corner came through to him at the back post. He stooped, headed it wide of the right hand post, and there have been other shots as well. Forrest inside the box. Spittle had one that he could have maybe driven in further into the penalty area, but went from the edge of the box and it went over. And as I say, all that has been missing from this Hearts performance in the first half has been a goal. And at half time here in the capital at Tynecastle in the Europa Conference League, it is Hearts 0, Heidenheim 0.
Hearts in the UEFA Conference League.
Live on Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
There's no substitute.
You're listening to Sports Sound with me, Richard Gordon. Elsewhere in the Conference League, in the matches that are currently underway at Stamford Bridge, it is a massacre. Chelsea 6, the Armenian side Noah 0. It's Copenhagen 0, Başakşehir 1, Lask 0, Cercle Bruges 0, Real Betis and Celje are 0-0, Djurgården 0, Panathinaikos 1, Apoel 2-0 up on Fiorentina. Vitoria ahead against Mlada Boleslav 1-0, Jagiellonia 1, Molde 0, and Larn 1, St Gallen 1 earlier. There were wins for Vikingur, for Ghent, Legia Warsaw, but Dynamo Minsk 4-0. Olympia won 2-0 with HJK. Shamrock Rovers beat the New Saints by 2-1. Wins also for Rapid, for TSC and for Paphos. Incidentally, in terms of the table, Hearts and Heidenheim both moving up into the top 8 as things stand. Chelsea currently playing, of course. It'll be clearly 9 points out of 9 for them. Legia Warsaw and Rapid have both finished. They've got 3 wins out of 3. Vitoria ahead and heading for what would be a 3rd straight victory for them, as indeed Jagiellonia also in that situation. But Hearts among the teams in 7 points, and as things stand, the live table find themselves in the top half in terms of the Europa League. Remember, earlier we brought you live commentary from Rangers. It was a 1-1 draw in Greece against Olympiacos. Strong first half showing for Rangers, goalless at the break. They had the better chances. Olympiacos certainly better after the interval. El Kaabi with a magnificent strike to put the home side in front, but Rangers came back, made chances, and eventually it was Cyril Dessers who'd spurned a few opportunities earlier in the match, who gave Rangers parity with an excellent low finish from about 16 yards. Rangers continued to make opportunities, chances, openings thereafter, but a 1-1 draw. And later in the programme, in the final chunk of it, we will hear from the Rangers boss, Philippe Clement. Just a quick pointer to tomorrow night, Championship Live in the BBC Scotland channel, Greenock Morton against Ayr United, and then of course full coverage right across the weekend of all the SPFL action. So 45 minutes gone at Tynecastle. John Robertson, it has been high octane stuff, has it not?
Yeah, really, really enjoyable. Richard has said it's a 0-0 goes. It's been intriguing. First, tactically, you're looking at the two different setups. There's no doubt, that they're playing a sort of 4-2-1-3, and Beck in that one row is causing all sorts of problems for Hearts early on. He's playing behind Beningame and Boateng, and the centre halves don't know whether to go with them or stay away from them, because if they go short, the strikers running in, the wingers are running behind. We can see right in front of us here, Alan Forrest and Young Forrest have got to speak to each other, because the left back is bombing on. Turford is bombing on this near side here, and if the Germans notice and knock it in there, they've got a chance, but they're knocking it to the big striker and then playing Beck just off him as well. So it's been good, but Hearts have been brave. They've had to be brave. The difference in confidence since I've done the opening mics against Ross County, they're knocking it about, there's players running off the ball, all sorts of things here, movement, and they've had by far the better chances, there's no doubt about it. Shanklin had a decent chance early doors, and it was well saved by Muller, and then he had another one from an angle which was unlucky. There's absolutely no doubt about that whatsoever, and they kept pushing. Frankie Kent, I think, should have scored. He had a header at the back post. It was a real opportunity for him, and as I say, the Germans started to play their way in. A long range shot was easily going wide, but then the chance right on half time, Craig Gordon's come a long way, Maloney's headed over, and Boateng's read it well, got back, hooked it from 2 yards away, and then Hearts break again. So despite the fact the Germans have had most of the possession as we'd expect, Hearts on the counter-attack and not even just counter-attack, building up play, have done really, really well. They've got down the flanks, they've put plenty of crosses in, and I must, we're very, very critical of officials at times, but I must actually give a big shout out to the referee, because he's let a lot of things go. He's seen the tempo of the game, he's seen the intensity involved, he knows it's two teams that are working hard and closing down, and he's been very liberal. Just a one yellow card, and rightly so, for Maloney for pulling down Frankie Kent, but that's been a feature of the game. It's allowed the game to breathe, it's allowed the game to flow, and right now, as I say, you couldn't call a winner.
No, it is. It's very well balanced, but Hearts have, Alan, created the more clear-cut opportunities.
They have, without a doubt, Richard, and even early on in the game, Penrice nicks it, and then Shanklin, it's an instinctive shot, keeper saves it. Shanklin then has one at a tight angle, could have gone across goal possibly, but the keeper saved that. The Frankie Kent header's a great opportunity, 5 yards out, diving header back post.
I would say, and I guess you guys probably don't have replays at the commentary position there, but he was actually being, if not manhandled, he was under a fair bit of pressure from the defender, who I think just got a crucial nudge in, which prevented Kent from getting the header on target. So just slightly mitigating against that miss.
But just watching Hearts, Richard, it's been a terrific performance, and I know Michael goes on about identity of clubs. You can see what Hearts' identity is. You can totally see it. They're trying to get the full-backs on, Penrice and Forrester if they can. Boateng and Beningame will sit and protect the two centre-halves, which will allow the two full-backs to bomb on. Shanklin will get Dandan Spittle near him as well. It's been terrific from Hearts. The only thing is they've not scored, and we've seen it so many times. I've seen this movie a lot. 60-40 possession for the Germans, but Hearts have dominated as far as chances are concerned. The crowd need to stay with them. They need to keep in the game as well, because this team's for the taking. They are dangerous, make no mistake, but they're giving up chances, and it just needs to fall to the right person at the right time. Spittle's been on fire recently. Hopefully it falls to him. Shanklin, I think he just needs another goal to get going again if it falls to him. My worry is, as it always is with Hearts, is set plays against, and because they're such a big side and Hearts mark zonally, I don't like it. It gives runners on the players that are in the 6-yard box. I would rather they said, right, you know what, you can pick them up, or even put a couple smaller guys over the bigger guys. But we'll wait and see. It's been terrific. It's been as far as 0-0 goes, it's been a really good 0-0.
No, it's been an excellent game. Really enjoyed it. The closest Heidenheim came was, and it did come from a dead ball, as Alan was saying there, Craig Gordon off his line to punch clear. Only got it as far as the edge of the 18-yard area, and it was a really clever header back from Maloney over the rest of the defenders, but real acrobatics from Boateng with the overhead kick to clear off his line there. You touched on I think there was split opinion on the commentary team. Thomas felt that that early chance for Shanklin, he should have scored, and certainly John, maybe you as well, Alan, you kind of came to, certainly John did, came to Lawrence Shankland's defence. I've got to say, for me, he looks up and he sees where the keeper is, but then he hits it straight at him. Surely he's got to be putting that into one side or the other.
Yeah, he's obviously tried that, Richard, but see the aspect for here, the mitigating circumstances here is that he's getting closed down by the centre half. So he's had a quick look, and there's no doubt we are right in line with it here. He's trying to put it in the goalkeeper's bottom right hand corner, but he's just had it too straight, and the keeper's just managed to move his foot about his right foot about a foot to block it. Yeah, it's a good chance. We've said that. That's probably an open play Hearts' best clear-cut chance. As I say, he had another one. He's trying to go through the goalkeeper, which is your only option when you're in that sort of area. For me, the one I'd have liked to have seen, Spittle, when Hearts broke, the right back was injured at the time, struggling to get back. Spittle drives straight through, just keeps going, takes a chance, stays on his left foot. I think he opens up a bigger target for himself. He cut in and cut in again. And then, by the way, it was a good strike, it was a wonderful block. And so that was a wee opportunity there as well. But as I say, in terms of Shankland, yes, there's no doubt he's not as confident in front of goal as he was last year. We can see that. However, his all-round play has been excellent, and that's what's got to come into people. As a striker, yes, you're judging your goals, and there's times you go through lean spells. Even I went 3 games without a goal once. No. I think it was 3 games, might have been less. But now, his all-round play is excellent, Richard. He's bumping into centre halves, he's knocking them about, he's disrupting them. His touch, he had a sublime touch, which in most games would have been the best touch of the game if it hadn't been for Adrian Beck's turn about 5 minutes later, which was just absolutely surreal. But his touch is good, he's bringing people into play. So his all-round game's fine, and he's setting up other guys as well. So, whilst his critics will say, well, that might be another game he goes out scoring, his all-round game's there. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And I'd say tonight, one really good chance that you'd probably expect him to make the goalkeeper work a wee bit harder and possibly score. Second one, just as good angles from the goalkeeper. But as I said, I don't think the demise of Lawrence Shankland is as bad as people are making out.
No, I mean, the problem is that, and we did touch on this, I know I've touched on this the last few seasons, that it was clear that his all-round game has improved, and he does offer so much to the team. But he was doing all that, and he was scoring goals, and the big issue this season is he's only got the one.
Richard, it was impossible for him to keep up that standard. It was just impossible.
He'd done it for about 7 years, Alan.
Exactly. No, I get that, but I'm talking about in the Premiership. In the top league. Yeah, he'd done it at Ayr United, scored a lot of goals there as well in the lower leagues, and done excellent. But the last 2 seasons here, he could not. He couldn't sustain that. I hoped he did. He could, but unfortunately he couldn't. So much, and he needed someone else to chip in, and that's where we're thinking the summer that Hearts have missed out. The priority had to be a striker, had to be someone to take the pressure off Lawrence Shankland, to give him a hand, because Boyce has not really been fit for the past 18 months. Vargas is a young boy still learning the game. He needed someone to give him a hand, and
he needed competition as well. He needs competition, Richard, because I couldn't count on my hands and my toes how many strikers were coming in to take my place over the years. And he kept, Alan McDonald, Jim Jeffries, Tom McLean, they all brought in, Sanny Clark brought in strikers saying that he's going to take your place. Unless you keep your standard of play up, your touch, your assists, your goals, he's going to keep you playing. Lawrence Shankland, if you look at that.
Who were some of those pretenders to the throne, John?
Oh, God, there's too many. Ian Baird, Husrev Mužimić, Scott Crabb, Wayne Foster.
Scott Crabb was there for
Scott
ages,
Crabb was good. Scott Crabb was my boy. He was very similar player to myself, but unfortunately Joe Jordan let him go to Dundee United at the time. So there was lots of players come in. Eventually, like Jim Hamilton, Stefan Adam towards the end there as well were all coming. But there was loads and loads. Pat McShane, Willie Pettigrew, Derek O'Connor, Jimmy Bone. Some cracking names there.
See what you've started, Richard.
And some dodgy wingers like Preston and that, but
See what you've started.
But the thing was, Richard, is that you need competition. And Lawrence Shankland might have looked about the day and said, right, who's going to push me for striker? Vargas, he's quick and he'll open up the game, but he's not got the goals in him that I've got, and he doesn't link up play like I do. Boyce, he can link up play, but he's come back from injury. Is he the same player he was a few seasons ago before it? Not really. And then you've got young James Olsen, who's got a great career in front of him, but he's not ready yet. He'll get his 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there. He'll just build it into his game. So Tagawa might have been one, let him go because he wasn't really producing, and they got decent money for him. So there's been no real threat to Lawrence Shankland's place. And I'm not saying that's necessary, but Alan's right. Needed to bring in a very good striker to put a little bit of pressure on him. Somebody, preferably, you know, you want somebody who was a mixture of Shankland and Vargas, a bit of pace. The lad that they had before, Ginelli, who was quite tall, but he was really quick, so he could stretch defences and could score goals as well. But they've not really done that, and that's been the big miss. There's no doubt about it.
I think the telling thing for me, Richard, is that Liam Boyce has been fit, and when Hearts need a goal, the manager has turned into a 17-year-old kid, and James Wilson. Boyce has not got a minute so far under the new manager, and he's been fit for his whole tenure. Or not that the manager's been here long, but when he needs a goal at Easter Road and, you know, games like that, when they're up against St Mirren, he puts Wilson on.
Talking of the new manager, it's going quite nicely, isn't it? Got to see. Obviously, there was the hiccup, I suppose, against Kilmarnock, but that apart, didn't play well in the derby, but got the draw.
He's done what you've kind of wanted, Richard. You know, he's come in and the opening game, it's as poor as I've seen St Mirren for a long time, and they've come back to a bit of form since. But Hearts, you know, overwhelmed them, played really well, scored some really good goals. The derby game's always got a bit, you know, they've come here and beaten Nicosia midweek, which was brilliant. And then they've gone to the derby game. They're never great games, and it was a team that both, you know, two struggling teams with confidence. It looked as if it was always going to be ending up in a draw, and that's the way it played out. Kilmarnock, by all accounts, listen to Fergie and open all mics for an hour. Hearts were the better team, then they switch off, and this is my big worry. Hearts, from my brother and my friends who have been watching a lot of games, are worried about their fitness. They reckon 60, 65 minutes, 4 or 5 the players start to struggle a wee bit, so that's where Neil Critchley's substitutions are going to be crucial, and it will be tonight, because you called it. So this is a high octane game.
Well, we'll see how it all transpires. Second half up and running with Thomas.
Thanks, Richard. Yeah, just kicked off, and Heidenheim have made a change. Mikael Kaufmann has gone off on the left wing, and Matthias Honsack will go out and play there, and they'll hope for more, because Kaufmann was slightly underwhelming in the first half, and so Honsack will go out and play there. The Austrian got a goal in the second leg against Häcken in the playoff rounds, and we'll see what difference that makes as it's played forward towards the Heidenheim box, and it bounces and it's cleared by Maloney. Kent's header forward for Hearts. Forrest puts it up in the air. Shankland making things awkward for the Heidenheim defence, but it goes through the Kerber, and then it's won by Beningame. Now Spittle spreads it to the left hand side, or tried to, but he's overhit the pass towards Penrice, and it's out on this near side.
It was a pity there, because Penrice had got into space, and as Spittle had got into him, there's a possibility to get forward. Just like to see Hearts be a wee bit braver. As Alan says, you've got Beningame and Boateng are both in there sitting helping, so they need other people to get into the box and support the front men.
Now here's Conte on the right wing for Heidenheim, goes past Kent, but it's well covered by Penrice, who clears it up the left touchline. Shankland goes down under a challenge from Maloney, who wags his finger at the referee, but it won't make any difference because it's a free kick to Hearts.
Good play by Shankland again, getting his body in front there, and the player brings him down. Hearts win the free kick right on the halfway line. Just to keep it going, you know, keep doing what they're doing. But John's right, the manager's going to have to be very clever with his substitutions here as well tonight.
Yeah, I thought Heidenheim were going to make 2 changes at the break. Marvin Pieringer, their main striker, was certainly looked stripped and ready to go, but he's not come on as of yet, so we'll monitor that one. Just the one change for now as Penrice goes direct up to Shankland, wins the header right on the edge of the box. It bounces for Boateng, controls it, and then goes with the left foot, blocked, spins to Penrice, who controls it, faces the goal, drives towards the left corner of the box, offloads it to Boateng. Boateng squeezes it into Penrice. Conte's there and uses his body to try and get in front of Penrice, and he's lying all over the ball, and the Hearts fans are protesting. Penrice is up, and it's still the battle goes on down right next to the corner flag, right in the corner, and Hearts win it. Boateng low across to Shankland, touch and away, and the offside flag has gone up. So after all that, it'll be a free kick to Heidenheim down in the corner.
Yeah, a bit unlucky there, just the way the ball ricocheted, that they'd gone round, Sybil had gone round the other side of the defender, the goal side defender, to win the ball up him, and it ricocheted him there, and obviously the offside position. But again, it's a good start from Hearts again. Boateng a bit further up the park like we're looking for, because there's no doubt Dander's playing in the 10 role. He's helping Shankland when the Germans start to pass out, but he has to be more of a threat. He has to. The number 10 for me has to get past the main striker and get in the box, and Forrest and Spittle have got to get in from the flanks to help out.
Heidenheim with the ball at the back. It's Thiersleben out to the left-hand side. It's played up to Brunick, the tall striker, number 14, pink boots, and it's a heavy touch out to the touchline, but he manages to keep it in and squeeze it back to centre-back. I wonder if we'll at some point see Paul Vanner, the number 10, who's on loan from Bayern Munich, tipped as the next big thing in German football. He's the youngest player ever to play for Bayern. At 16 years and 15 days. He's been likened to Kai Havertz and Florian Wirtz, on loan at Heidenheim this season, and he's been rested tonight, but Heidenheim come forward looking for the ball in behind. It's cut out by Forrester. Beningame has it, twisting and turning, facing his own goal. He needs help here. He's been pursued and he stayed so calm with the pass for Boateng. Can't gather it. Now it's Kerber on the edge of the box. Advantage being played for Heidenheim. Little chop, and then the strike comes in. It's low and it's left by Gordon comfortably, and behind for a goal kick. Still 0-0.
Benny Beningame just runs into an alleyway there. He can't get out of it, and he gives the ball away. Heidenheim are on the edge of Hearts' box and they get a shot off. He just has to be careful, Beningame. Yes, we want to play beautiful football if we can from the back, but there's a time and a place, and that wasn't it. You're 10 yards just outside your own penalty box.
Yeah, 10 shots to 3 in the first half in Hearts' favour, 3 on target to 1. Hearts with more of the chances and opportunities. Will they rue not taking at least one of them in the second half? That's Brunick, header up. Beck heads it infield. Forrester comes across but can't get there, and it's Maloney who side puts it to Thiersleben, the centre back in his own half, and then it's forward and won by Hart. Stand up and Forrest. Spittle now in the centre circle. Lovely back heel for Boateng, and now Penrice is up in support, receives it, controls it at the underside of his boot. It's back with Kingsley on the halfway line. Kingsley infield for Beningame, and then back to Forrester on the halfway line. Out to Spittle, who turns and then tries to feed the pass into Danda. It's taking a deflection off the Heidenheim player, out for a throw in on the far side.
Well, that's my wee worry with Danda. He's starting to drop below Hearts' 2 midfield players to get the ball. He needs to stay up there. He needs to link with Shankland, because Forrest and Spittle are giving great width and moving in at the right times to allow the fullbacks to come forward, but Danda needs to get closer to Shankland.
Here's Brunick, tries the direct ball, but it's smacked off Boateng and away. Another grimace from Frank Schmidt, the Heidenheim manager. Great character by all accounts, played for the club back in the day before turning to manager and helping them from the 5th tier to the Bundesliga.
Longest serving manager in Germany.
Yep, 17 years.
That's a fair accolade to have.
Yeah, in fairness to him, he does say it's not like you're managing Bayern Munich or Hamburg. The pressure's maybe not quite the same, but nonetheless, terrific job he's done.
There must have been many in Europe that have gone more than 17 years. You know what I mean? That's incredible. But as you say, he's probably got the safest job. He's got the safest job in Germany. I don't think the Heidenheim fans will be too upset with him if things don't go quite right. But I tell you what, he's put together a very, very good side indeed.
Well, he was saying that if you read some of his stuff, he would go for a pint with other players when he first took over in 2007. He was a player himself, and he'd say, look, that's after training, let's all go for a pint. I quite like that.
He was actually part of when he was playing for another club, he was part of a huge cup upset that beat Bayern Munich that had Lothar Matthäus and etc. in the 90s, so he's a classic underdog in terms of his playing career and his management career, but what a job he's made of it at Heidenheim. A terrific story, of which there are fewer and fewer in terms of clubs with very little money punching well above their weight. And their budget is by far the smallest in the Bundesliga. It doesn't even compare to teams like Mönchengladbach or Freiburg or anything like that. Never mind your Bayern Munich or your Borussia Dortmunds. It's Müller, the goalkeeper, goes long to Brunick, headed forward by Kingsley. Danda controls on the chest. He's done really well, Jan Danda. Takes it under his spell. Forrest peeled out and now receives the pass, tries to flick it back to Danda. It's intercepted and cleared down to Forrester. And we have played 52.5 minutes at Tynecastle, and it is Hearts 0, Heidenheim 0. Kingsley takes it inside and away from Beck into Forrester, right back. Danda looks up on the right hand touchline at the halfway line, plays it forward, and it's going to come to Shankland just inside the box right hand side. He's trying to dance away from Thiersleben but can't do so. Danda controls it now on the right hand corner of the box. Danda, low cross, side footed away. Forrester will regather for Hearts. Beningame shifts it onto the right foot and then gives it to Danda. Danda in a bit of a tight spot, squeezes it to Forrest, and the challenge comes in from Kerber, throwing far side.
Yeah, that's a little part of the jigsaw that Hearts need to work out, because Danda's gone into the right back position to get the ball, and he's put a brilliant ball into Shanklin, but there's nobody there to support him. So that's a little bit, if Beningame or Boateng sees Danda that deep, one of them has got to try and get to Shanklin.
Forrester, low cross, cleared by Searsleben. Yeah, I know Jan Danda has brilliant quality from out wide in terms of deliveries, but we see him out on the wing a lot for Hearts, peeling out into those wide positions. He's not got pace, you know. It's probably not his most effective area of the pitch.
He won the game tonight. I think Hearts need to commit more bodies forward into the box. You know, if they are going to get balls in to Shanklin's feet, he needs runners off him.
I just think the way forward might be Vargas up front with Shanklin just a little bit deeper. Not in the number 10 position, but play alongside Vargas, but be the one, because Shanklin can go short and link up play, there's absolutely no doubt about that. So he can do it that way and let Vargas stretch him, because the Germans know Shanklin's not going to run away from him, and they know Danda's not going to run beyond him. So they're prepared to push Hearts at the park. That's why you've seen Shanklin being very, very clever and just stopping and let the Germans knock him over to get a free kick here. So Hearts need to stretch the game a little bit, and Vargas could be the one, the obvious one to do that.
Start of a really tough spell for Hearts as Spittle collects it on the left hand side. His pass inside for Danda is cut out. You've got Rangers away on Sunday before the international break, then Celtic at home when they come back, Cercle Bruges away, Aberdeen at home, Dundee at home, and then Copenhagen away as we get into December. It's going to test their squad and Neil Critchley's management to the limit this next little spell, especially because he's had so little time on the training ground since he came in, given the sheer volume of games at this time of the season.
And next week, when it's international weeks, Craig Gordon will be away, Lawrence Shanklin will be away, one or two others might be away, and then you've also got the fact is that you've got to give them a rest because it's game.
That's flicked forward, but that's poor from Heidenheim, and Boateng mops up, knocks it back to Craig Gordon, clears long with a left foot up to Lawrence Shanklin, so good at pinning defenders and just getting a touch on the ball almost no matter what, and Penrice goes with outside of the left foot for the big switch towards Forrest, headed away. Beningame controls in the centre circle with the chest and brings it down and gives it to Forrester, up to Shanklin, dropping deep, knocks it to Danda near the halfway line, chipped forward for Forrest, who's sprinting away from goal as he tries to control it as the Heidenheim press comes on, and it breaks back to Forrest and he has to go back to Craig Gordon. And Hearts not managed to fashion a chance yet, nor has Heidenheim, in fairness, in the opening 11 minutes of the second half. Goalless it remains. It's wide to Forrester in the right back area, plays it long to Forrest, who found it awkward to control as it was at a difficult height for him. Forward now for Heidenheim. Beck nips in and gives it to Honsack. Honsack left hand side of the box, cross in, and it's a goal! Heidenheim have scored, and it's Conte with a diving header into the bottom corner. And just as we said, there have been no real chances in this second half. One move from Heidenheim and they have the breakthrough. Hearts 0, Heidenheim 1.
It's a great finish, there's no doubt about that there. They got a little bit of a lucky ricochet, but once they get it out to the winger there, he is just bust, and I mean bust past Forrester. Smashed a great ball in, virtually impossible to defend, and they couldn't. Conte gets in front of Penrice and bullets the header past the keeper. That's the threat that they've shown. They moved the ball very, very quickly, and it's a very, very clinical finish.
That's a great finish, but it's all about the ball. The ball in's got pace on it, it's accuracy, it's bending away. Craig Gordon's got no chance, and Conte makes a great run to the near post, flicks it into the back of the net. It's a really good goal as far as they're concerned. It's a difficult one to defend, actually, John. It really is, because it's a wonderful cross in.
No, he's got
and
it.
Conte is lightning quick, gets across in front of Penrice and flicks it in.
Yeah, I mean, it's the initial break there from Breunig, and he just goes past Forrester with real pace, and he just smashes it in there. And as a striker or a forward, that's all you want, because you don't have to put anything on it, you just have to direct it, and that's exactly what Conte did.
Here's Beningame driving forward, but he's lost out possession, and now Beck gives it to Breunig, slides it back to Beck. Hearts get back in numbers though, and it's chipped away from Penrice by Beck, but he's gone back towards the halfway line, and he goes infield now to Maloney, central midfielder. Now Searsleben, and Hearts, for all their dominance in terms of the chances, trail here to the Bundesliga side Heidenheim, and Cross in from Beck, stands up to the back post, but it's overhit, and Forrester has to go after it, and he gets there ahead of Honsack, and Forrest prevents it going for the throw. Or no, he doesn't.
Benny Beningham's toiling.
Well, this is concerning for Hearts because he's such a big player, and he's starting to form a really good partnership with Boateng in the middle of the park, and he's a player that's been plagued by injuries in his short career, and he is back in his feet, and he's looks to be moving okay, but I suppose it's one of those, do you want to take a risk? Depending on what the issue is. He looks okay for now. Throw-in comes in from Heidenheim. Maloney, and then it's played back to the halfway line and across to Mainka, the captain, in the centre circle. And the big switch comes out towards the left-hand side. Honsack, who set up that goal, gives it. And then the return pass is misplaced and behind for a Hearts goal kick. It's Hearts 0, Heidenheim 1 as we hit the hour mark.
Benningham is still struggling. The obvious answer would be Devlin, but I would prefer them not to put on a defensive midfield player. Maybe George Grant, somebody who's going to get forward and then push Danda further up the park, because with Benningham and Boateng sitting there, Danda started to wander and get on the ball. And as I said before, 65 minutes, we're up to an hour now. Forrest, Danda, Spittle starting to blow a little bit, and you just wonder, somebody with a wee more midfield impetus to get forward.
Here's Traore, the right back on the touchline, gives it to Beck, controls it, lets it run across his body and then plays it forward. Penrice clears, Shanklin goes up, gets a flick on, but there's no one there to get on the end of it. He needs support, Lawrence Shanklin. There's not enough maroon jerseys around him because he's getting a touch on the ball. Most times it goes up to him. Kingsley heads it out of the Hearts defence over the halfway line. Beck sends it back towards Brunig, but Penrice beats him to the ball, and it breaks for Penrice again. Knocks it back to Kent. That's an underhit pass into the feet of Danda. Now it's Heidenheim who come forward through Maloney, and now Honsack. Danda recovers really well to get the challenge in and draws the foul. Free kick. Hearts 0, Heidenheim 1.
There's the difference. When the ball's played up to Brunig, you've got Conte, you've got Beck, etc. All trying to Beck and Honsack all going beyond the big striker to get onto the ball there. And the ball's knocked up to Shanklin, and the ball's Danda's not running beyond them. Forrest is not coming in. Spittle's not coming in, and he's actually won the header. He's flicked it on. So Hearts need just that midfield impetus. I think if Beningame goes off, maybe bring George Grant on with a wee bit more emphasis on pushing forward. There's no doubt now, I think, for me, I think Vargas has to come on and give them an injection of pace up front and be able to go for balls over the top. Just stretch that German defence a bit more.
You make a double change. Honestly, I would make 2 changes, Robbo. I think Beningame, you're right, ran his race, and then you think, do you take Danda off?
Well, Paul Vanner, as I mentioned, the Bayern Munich loan player, big reputation in German football. He's stripped and ready to come on as Traore delivers across into the Hearts box. Boateng is there.
Beningame's really toiling. They need to get him off.
And it comes into the box. Conte goes up, but it's won by Kingsley, and Penrice comes across, and the offside flag is going up. Anyway, it will be a Hearts free kick in the box, and now Heidenheim will make that change, and it is Paul Vanner who is going to come on. And I'm looking forward to seeing him in action, really. Tip for big things, and he's going to come onto the park for Heidenheim and try and see out this game. He's had an influence as well. Had a vital goal against Haken and scored the winning goal against Olympia Ljubljana in their opener. Missed the penalty but came back to him and he knocked it in, so he's on, and the goal scorer Conte is off.
Yeah, just a little tweak there. He's told Beck to drop back into centre midfield. Beck's been a real problem for Hearts in that area, so Vanner's just moved in to the number 10 role. Beck's moved back into central midfield here, and Kerber has moved further right, so it's just a little tweak, but looks like Hearts are making a double substitution here, Vargas and Devlin, which is what we're hopeful that are coming on. As I said, maybe
when Shanklin's put pressure on the goalkeeper, has gone to ground and he gets out of jail. Muller, Shanklin hassled and harried, pinched possession, and he just got it away to the defender.
Lucky goalkeeper there. Shanklin does great, presses him, the keeper takes an extra touch. They won't do that again.
No, as he shells it long this time. Boateng goes up, loses out, but it drops again for him. It's just so congested in that middle of the pitch area, and it breaks for Vanner here. Vanner, and he knocks it to Honsack. Honsack rolls it to Vanner. It's Paul Vanner, and he drags the shot wide. And
well, I'll tell you what, how old did you say he was?
he's 19.
18,
sorry.
I'll tell you what, he's just glided onto the pitch here. His first touch was magnificent, and he's just shrugged off a midfield player, Boateng there, rolled it to the side, then went beyond. We keep seeing it. Get beyond the furthest man. He's gone beyond there, and he's lashed a left foot shot just wide. It's the two changes we thought. Devlin and Danda for Boateng and Vargas, but as I say, I'd like to have seen George Grant come on, but Devlin can get forward. He's been known to get forward and score in European games here, but
I just think Danda was just losing his discipline. He was going deeper and deeper to try and get on the ball. He was getting frustrated.
But you're wondering, Alan, is that a fitness thing as well? You know, he started to drop deeper and deeper, and Spittle and Forrest were the same, just dropping that little bit deeper, not getting onto the second balls. As I said, it's important that Neil Critchley uses substitutions well, and these are two, very proactive subs. Devlin will get about people, there's no doubt about that. Vargas has the pace, it's if Hearts can use it now.
It is Hearts 0, Heidenheim 1. We played 64 minutes at Tynecastle in the UEFA Conference League. Hearts have put in a really good performance, but they trail to the Bundesliga outfit. Sir Lord Conte's goal after 56 minutes is the difference. Here's Penrice on the left-hand side in his own half, rolls it up to Spittle. Lovely inside ball for Boateng, who takes it on the stretch. Boateng moves forward now, plays it to Cammy Devlin in the centre circle. Devlin with a right foot along the grass to Forrester, steps onto the game, cross in. Defender gets there ahead of Shankland, who's charged with nudging the centre-back. I think didn't appear much in that for me.
Yeah, as well, I think he was just... He's gambling, he's pulling away from the defender. Ball's just a little bit short, so he's just giving him a little nudge. Probably the thought. Again, Spittle, it's beyond Allen's. Allen's a winger. You're told to get inside your fullback when the ball's on the other side. Spittle's standing 10 yards behind the fullback. He's got to get in an area where he can cause problems and make the defender have to do two things: cover the defender in front of him and see what's behind him.
Yeah, we saw Nicholas Kuhn for Celtic the other night into the middle of the box, and here's Vargas though, left-hand corner of the area for Hearts. He's got two in front of him, tries to jink between them, and there's no way through. Beck has it. His pass up the line's blocked by Penrice. Heidenheim throw in line with the edge of their own box, and the German side leads 1-0. Hearts at the moment not on course to make it 3 from 3, but this game is far from done yet. Banner under pressure from Boateng, and it's into Vargas. Lovely turn, but it's brilliant defending at the back by Mainka, the captain for Heidenheim, and he clears it up the line. Little shove there from Kingsley, gets away with it though, and it's up into the air, and
don't let us bounce.
Beck is making it awkward, and then that hits off the arm of Cammy Devlin, but he didn't know much about it in fairness. But no free kick. Kent spreads the play out to Shankland, who tangles with the defender, goes down and gets a really good free kick out on that far side.
A better wait just now. Vargas is Devlin. His boots off at the back. He'll just sit and he'll allow Kingsley to go forward, and he'll just sit and protect while he fixes his left boot.
Cammy Devlin just on the pitch. Hearts trying to get back into this game. Free kick on the far side as we sit in the main stand here at Tynecastle, and it will be Penrice to take with the left foot, and it's into the near post area, headed away by Searsleben, and back now and hacked away by Teuerkauf up the line. Forrester had to make that challenge, and he did, because if he didn't, Honsack would have been steaming through towards Craig Gordon. Excellent sliding challenge, and Hearts have it on this left-hand side now in Kingsley. Goes across to Frankie Kent. Kent to Boateng, turns and gives the left-footed pass to Forrester. Forrester controls. Kent. Cammy Devlin is in front. Kent goes direct along the grass to Shankland, who lays it to Devlin. That's really neat play from Hearts. Now Penrice in the field. Forrest has gone out the way. He's one-on-one with Traore. Goes on the outside. Forrest gets a crossing, which takes a deflection, and the goalkeeper was flapping for a second before punching it away. And how about that for composure in your own box from Beck as he flicks it away from Boateng. Sliding challenge from Devlin. Breaks for Traore. Clears it up the pitch, and Vanner takes it. Vanner up against Kingsley. Vanner drives in the field. Devlin's back helping. Vanner slides the pass, but it's into Honsack. Honsack, danger for Hearts here. Crosses over the Heidenheim players. Comes to the back post in Teuerkauf. It's Beck on the edge of the box. Dummies the shot. Gets onto the right foot. It's Beck and over the crossbar. And it is still 1-0 to Heidenheim.
There's your next star of German football. Vanner, he looks magnificent. 19 years of age. composure, technique, picks a pass, glides with the ball at his feet. He looks magnificent. That was a chance. Both times got to do better at the back post. He just throws a leg at it. It's nothing.
Again, it's just, you just wonder about the tiredness. You know, I don't want to labour about it. I know it's not the case, but you know, we're getting to that 70-minute mark now where there's been a real high intensity game. If Hearts need to just step up a bit, you think there's not any substitutes out warming up. You think with 20 minutes to go, then have 2 or 3 ready just in case.
Here's Forrest down the right-hand side. He's come infield. It's opened up a bit. Alan Forrest strikes with the left foot, and that was an awkward one, bouncing right in front of the goalkeeper, but he handles it calmly.
It's a good save. Bounces right in front of him. Decent play from Hearts. Forrest wide in the right, cuts in on his left foot. Let's fly. Keeper right in line of it.
And Kevin Miller, experienced goalkeeper, and goes long up towards Rennig. Kingsley's header. And it's hacked forward by Maloney, but straight to Forrester. Forrester sends the ball forward. Vargas is after it. Vargas gets it, and he tries to put it into the box for Shanklin, but Heidenheim are able to deal with it. And here's Forrest going back towards his own goal, gives it to Kingsley in the centre circle. Kingsley with a left-footed pass out to Penrice, the left back. Penrice a couple of yards in from the left touchline. Penrice underlapping run from Boateng in the box. He has it. Boateng right on the edge of the area, then Penrice has made the run. He's out-muscled James Penrice, and Heidenheim can clear. Brunig on the chest, takes it in, then knocks it to Traore, lays it into Vanner, who prods it away from Devlin, who's trying to get back and gets a sliding challenge in, and it's brilliantly timed from Cammy Devlin, and it had to be.
Yeah, he had to get there because we've just noticed Vanner's quite quick. But difference for Hearts already. Vargas is going in behind, Boateng running behind there, and that's what they need to do if they're going to get something out of the game, which they certainly deserve in the 70 minutes we've played so far. But this German side have got bodies behind the ball now.
Spittle for Kingsley. Kingsley for Kent. That's not the best pass, but rolls across Kent, and he collects. Now Boateng.
There's no one to the right of him, Boateng there. Forrest is coming narrow to try and be the second striker.
Forrest takes it, gets a little nudge, goes down, won't get the free kick, and now it's Maloney. Tries the chipped pass and finds Kerber, but it's won by Penrice, and now Spittle has it. Spittle forward pass to Vargas. Vargas lays it to Shanklin. Brilliant challenge from Sears-Laban. Just stepped in and nicked it off Lawrence Shanklin right on the edge of the box.
Yeah, that's the difference here. Vargas needs to play it inside the centre half. If he plays it inside him, then Shanklin can run on it. But he's trying to go the outside of the centre half, and he just managed to get a toe to it to knock it away from Shanklin's feet. Here's
Beck for Heidenheim, and he's gone backwards to the left back, Teuerkauf. Teuerkauf up the line to Honsack, whose cross set up Conte for the goal, and that's brilliant from Honsack. He's driving into the area, low cross, and the effort is behind. Was that deflected? No, goal kick.
A good defender by Penrice, reads the situation well. Honsack comes in, really good play by him, takes out 2 Hearts players, but Penrice matches his man, proves the danger and knocks it off the player. Yeah, young Forrester signalled to the bench a couple of minutes ago. I don't know if he's got cramp out there, but there's nobody, surprisingly. No Hearts substitutes are warming up at the moment, which I find a bit strange, as I say, with 20 minutes to go. You thought maybe, maybe Wilson or Boyce or someone, or Mackay, the lesser seen Salazar. Well, I don't need to put a left back on.
Heidenheim still leading Hearts by a goal to 0 here at Tynecastle as we almost hit 72 minutes in the capital, and it's been a really competitive, compelling contest, you have to say. Hearts have more than played their part, created lots of chances in the first half, less so in the second half, and crucially Heidenheim have grabbed the only goal, a Conte header from Honsack's cross, and that's the difference at the moment. Can Hearts find a way back into the game in the final quarter as Beck slides it across to Mainka, the captain, little turn, and to Maloney for Sears-Laban, forward past the Honsack. Honsack takes it into the middle of the pitch, pursued by Forrester all the way from right back, out to Traore, the right back, and a direct forward pass in front of Vanner, and then Vanner knocks it forwards, and I don't think he had to chip that one, but overhit and out for a throw into Hearts. He was complaining about the run, Vanner, but wasn't the best pass.
You know what, that's good to see as well, though. A 19-year-old at a top club in Bayern Munich thinking, you know what, I want to go and play first team football. I don't want to sit in Munich and be a bit part player as a sub. I want to learn my trade, get me out, get me playing.
Yeah, he was on loan in the second tier in Germany last season, so another loan move for him in the top flight. The 10 minutes or so we've seen of him, he looks an elegant footballer. And here is Frankie Kent, Kingsley, Penrice into Spittle. Spittle turns out towards the left touchline, gives a short pass to Penrice, back to Spittle. Vanner snapping into the challenge, but Hearts keep it. It's now with Frankie Kent, the centre back, gives it to Forrester, right back. Forrester goes long looking for Shanklin, but it's well read by Searsleben. Bouncing in the middle of the pitch, Devlin goes for it, and Devlin bustling about in there, and then he's pulled back, clear as day by Vanner, and it'll be a free kick around the halfway line for Hearts, who trail Heidenheim by a goal to nil in the Conference League.
He's done well, Devlin, since he's come on, broken things up. A lovely sliding tackle, Vanner, a couple of minutes ago. He's all hustle and bustle, Devlin. You know what you're getting from him. He'll give you absolutely everything.
Forrester is over this free kick, just on the halfway line, just about. And it's Hearts with plenty of bodies forward. Forrester knocks it to the right-hand corner of the box, but it goes over his teammates, and it's played forward by Toyercroft, the left back. And Devlin goes back to Gordon, who at 41 years old has to run for that one. Gets there though. Beck comes across, excellent sliding challenge from Devlin. Hearts have it. Kent loses out, breaks for Boateng, gives it to Forrest, who back-pedalling keeps it in with a pass infield to Penrice in the centre circle. Now Spittle on the left-hand side. The Tynecastle crowd roars. Spittle jinking on this left-hand side in line with the edge of the penalty area. Gives it to Boateng, infield, Kent, middle of the pitch, sliding pass into Shanklin, back to goal, trying to get turned, tackle goes in, and it spins out for Forrester to chase and control. He touches it towards goal, thinks about the cross, but gives it a couple of yards infield to Devlin. Now it's rolled across to Kingsley. Kingsley to the left back, Penrice. Penrice infield to Spittle. Spittle to Kingsley. Kingsley to Devlin, then Boateng infield. Boateng challenged and loses out, but Devlin reads the second ball and lashes it forward, and it'll be out for a throw-in. And there's a double substitution coming for Hearts, which Brian McLaughlin can tell us all about.
Yeah, there's going to be a double change. I don't think it's be any surprise that one of the players being replaced will be the youngster right back for Hearts, Adam Forrester, and he's going to be replaced by Daniel Oyegoke. Also coming on to the pitch will be George Grant, and we're just waiting to see exactly who will be the second player. I suppose it will be, yeah, that's the board is up for Forrester coming off rather, and it'll be Oyegoke who's
Could be Forrest, Brian, for me.
Yeah, 18. Michael Boateng.
Whoa.
They've got to go for it, Alan.
Yeah, it's very true. Very true.
Yeah, Malachi Boateng off.
I think he's been good. I think he's been a really good signing from Hearts. And he'll only get better. He's a young guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's, I think it's predictable. You know, I think it's the right thing to do. They've brought in an attacking midfield player for a defensive midfield player. Devlin's getting about the pitch well, so he'll sit there and cover. We just need something now from Forrest, Spittle. Just that little bit of magic is what's required now. They're saying they've got Vargas up there with Shanklin. We just need a little bit, you know, hopefully Grant can get forward from the midfield. So it looks like Spittle's moved inside one and Grant's going to be the wider one.
77th minute at Tynecastle in the UEFA Conference League. Hearts nil, Heidenheim of the Bundesliga 1. Hearts perfect records under grave threat as we enter the closing stages here in the capital. But it's been a really good performance, especially first half from Hearts. They have lost some of their intensity, probably naturally, in this second period. Here come Heidenheim with Beck into the box, Kerber, Beck with a side-footed finish which goes wide of Craig Gordon's left-hand post. Still 1-0.
He's been terrific, Beck. He really has been. Because he played at Hamilton Accies, you always take a note of someone like that, but he's been absolutely terrific.
And Grant with the first touch, infield to Devlin.
Got to go forward.
Spittle. And that was the groan of the Tynecastle crowd, because they were in full agreement with Alan Preston that The ball should have gone more urgently up the pitch there, and Devlin has it in the centre circle, and he feels the contact from Vanner and goes down.
That's the weak part of his game. I mean, as Alan says, he'll get about, he'll rat about the pitch, he'll get his foot in, great slide tackles, he'll win the ball back, but he's not got the quality going forward that you need at this level. You look at the Germans, the Beck in the middle of the park, etc. Then Vanner one further forward, Kerber. They want to go forward with the ball. It's important, and that's the way they want to do it. That's what Hearts need to find now, is that little bit of quality.
Forrest, and that pass is slightly behind Penrice, but he takes it. Now it's George Grant on the left touchline, infield to Spittle. Frankie Kent in the centre circle, up to Devlin, back to goal, under pressure, and there's a extra mash in the middle of the pitch. Devlin still battling, gets a foot on it, and it breaks for Shanklin. Brilliant from Devlin. Shanklin right hand side of the box. Can he dig out a cross? Shanklin does dig out a cross, but it takes a deflection and behind for a corner kick.
That sums up Cammy Devlin for you there. You know, he comes square to the ball. The Germans love that. Any team loves that, because whatever side you go to, they've got two men there to take it off him. But he immediately gets back to his feet, slides in, wins the ball back, gets Hearts on the attack. So a corner, hopefully they can get someone out here. But as Alan said, there's the Germans are picking up, man for man. They're not going zonal.
No chance.
Penrice corner on the far side. Here he comes, delivers into the near post, flicked away by Heidenheim. Shanklin sends it back in, and there was a nervous moment for Heidenheim, but eventually they clear it. Comes back in, then Traore heads it. Spittle steps in. Traore then puts the ball out of play on this near side, and the fans at Tynecastle roar. Do they have a moment of quality?
It's the big throw-in from Kingsley. Kent still up.
Stephen Kingsley drives the ball on that maroon jersey, and the fans.
Now the substitute's running across the front of Kingsley.
Yeah, the fans are letting him know. And here comes Kingsley with a long throw. It's in towards Penrice. It's flicked on at the near post, and George Grant couldn't take it on the run. It was difficult, in fairness. It's still at the edge of the box for Hearts. Flicked away by Honsack. And Forrest goes back to Daniel Oyagoke. Oyagoke for Kingsley. Kingsley for Devlin in the centre circle. And Oyagoke again on the halfway line. Oyagoke forward, that's poor, and Kerber picks that off easily. It's back with Kingsley. And now Oyagoke with a nice switch to Grant, controls it with the right boot. Infield to Spittle, forward to Penrice, who's been relentless, and he gets a break off Traore, but it's too far in front of him, and it spins for the goalkeeper Muller, and Hearts still trail 1-0.
Yeah, that's Alan was saying earlier on about having another right back. Oyagoke looks like a centre back playing right back. You know, he's flexible enough, he's athletic enough, and he'll get forward, as you saw with his goal against St Mirren, but it's his use of the ball. Full-backs are hugely important in the modern game, not just to get forward and be athletic, but they've got to have a good use of the ball.
Hearts with the ball on the right hand side. Forrest in his own half fires it across the pitch to the left centre back Kingsley, crosses the halfway line, gives it to James Penrice. Infield ball to George Grant. Spittle's made the run, but it's a brilliant block. Otherwise that pass was finding Blair Spittle in the penalty area. It's back with Frankie Kent. Kent in the centre circle. He's picked a really nice pass to George Grant, who's got grass in front of him to run into, and then Grant slipped it to Spittle, tries to touch it inside, and it's cut out, and now it's with Brunig and Vanner still in the Heidenheim half. Little slip there from Beck, and Devlin straight onto him, and here's Forrest moving towards the edge of the box, outside of the boot pass to Shanklin on the right hand side of the penalty area. Comes infield, Shanklin switches it to Penrice on the left hand side. Penrice with a cross. It's a dangerous one, and Shanklin's in there on the stretch, but it's over the crossbar.
Big chance. That was a big chance there, and you look earlier on, there was an opportunity to put Spittle in at the back post. They went the other way. Shanklin battled away there. It's a wonderful ball in from Penrice, but you can see the difference. George Grant has now come right infield, causing the full-back a problem. Blair Spittle's getting beyond them into the box, that attacking midfield threat that Hearts required. So it's not just Shanklin and Vargas have got to worry about now. The full-backs have got to worry about Grant and Forrest. If they don't go with them, Spittle's running into the gap beyond. It's all about getting runners beyond the defenders.
Some ball in from Penrice, it really is. It's wonderful. He ships it out of his feet and then whips it.
But there's a difference. Maybe if Shanklin goes for it with his head like Conte did at the other end, Conte got his head up there.
Yeah, a couple of changes for Heidenheim. Pieringer and Schupner have come on. Schupner, a midfielder slash defender, and Pieringer is striker, so see what impact that has. And I think Beck was one of the players that trot off there amidst that madness. And Kent heads it out for Heidenheim throw-in midway through the Hearts half. And Pedinger came on for the other big centre forward, Brunig. Here's Traore. He's got George Grant in front of him. Grant wins the ball, but he didn't get the break as it spun out for a throw into Heidenheim, who lead Hearts by a goal to nil. 83 minutes on the clock at Tynecastle. Traore throws it up towards Vanner, who flicks it forward with the head. Kent's there. Devlin lashes it forward to Forrest. Good control from Alan Forrest, and then flicks it away from his marker. And then Spittle, left-hand side, comes in on the right foot. Then back to George Grant. Grant infield ball to Devlin. Touch in front, but it's poor. And then he's gone in strong with a challenge on Kerber and penalised Cammy Devlin. I guess, John Robertson, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what lets him down. As I said before, he's a wholehearted player. He's enthusiastic. He gets about. You see, he rats about there. He'll win the ball back for you. But that's, you see the Heidenheim side. You've got Maloney back there. Yeah, he can put his foot in, but I tell you what, you give him the ball, he'll take care of it for you. He's got a good touch, caresses the ball. That's where just Devlin lets himself down from time to time. His touch and his awareness of what's around about him. You can see, I've got to say, Heidenheim, what's impressed me is their ability to get people beyond the ball. Whoever's going for the ball, there's 2 or 3 runners going beyond them every single time, whether it's in midfield, whether it's up front, whether it's wide. They really do get people beyond the ball, and it'll cause any team problems.
And here come Heidenheim. It's Honsak. It's forced back by Oyegoke, all the way back to the goalkeeper Muller with a pass on the edge of the D, and he fires it forward. It's Forrest takes it down in the right back area really nicely, then puts the head down and dribbles over the halfway line, fires the pass towards Shanklin, but it was overhit, and the defender leaves it for the goalkeeper Muller, who lashes it forward, controlled by Pedinger, and then up towards Honsak. Hearts win the contest. Spittle back to Frankie Kent, and now Kingsley. Penrice just over the halfway line on the left touch line, goes backwards to Kingsley. Kingsley for Kent for Oyegoke. Oyegoke on the right hand touch line with a pass now to Forrest. He's forced backwards again. Kingsley in the centre circle, forward to Grant, touches back towards goal, and Hearts need to go forward. They're being forced backwards as Oyegoke collects, gives it to Grant, who decides to put one into the channel towards Vargas, but it's won by the defender, and then breaks for Vargas. Shanklin loses out to Captain Mincup, but it's a Hearts throw, far side. They go quickly to Forrest. Forrest out-muscled, and now it's Vanner. Holds off Cammy Devlin, and then he's tripped Oyegoke.
It's just basic there. Vargas, they get a throw in, and Vargas throws it, bounces it in front of Forrest. Instead of just throwing it on his foot and letting him take it forward away, it makes it difficult for the winger to control it there, and they give it away. Devlin, the good part of Cammy Devlin, wins it back, but Hearts need to just throw bodies in the box here and try and get on it. So maybe try something a bit different, as I say, go down the side of them, try get the ball away from all these big German defenders. 3.5 minutes left of the 90. Spittle sends this free kick in for Hearts. Kingsley goes up and it drops for Kent almost, but blocked, and Heidenheim managed to get it out their box, and Grant will let that go for a throw in, and he throws it to Penrice, who tries to flick it over the head of the defender, but he read it and plays it out, and George Grant will have another throw-in to take. And Heidenheim about to do what they've done in their previous 2 games, which is play a rotated team and get over the line by a single goal. Penrice throws. Shanklin, it's bouncing. Shanklin from distance, but it never dipped, and it went way over the bar. He's a bit unlucky there because he's told Penrice, he's given him the signal to throw it inside, he's going to run across it. Penrice is throwing the ball in the perfect area from him. He's let it bounce a couple of times. That's the one you want, the big dip on it. You're trying to get it up and down as quickly as you can. He's just actually struck it too well, and it's well over the top.
Yeah, he's just trying to get it to go up and come down on top of the goalkeeper almost, but it was always rising, and that's a free kick to Heidenheim. Frankie Kent penalised, and Heidenheim will have the free kick about 10 yards into the Hearts half.
and he'll be in no rush to take this. No need for treatment. Still on the ground, but he'll get up, he'll be fine.
And the Heidenheim fans, that's the noise you can hear as they chant and bounce up and down. And there's a few Hearts fans heading for the exits, which still 2 minutes left, and it's only a goal in it. Vanner is going to take this free kick. Goes square, and it's sent in by Sears-Laban. Knocked down to Traoré, the right back, and he puts a dangerous cross in, and the header finds the back of the net, and that should be that for Heidenheim. Jan Schupner goes across and slides on his knees in front of the Heidenheim fans. They double their leads, and Hearts' 100% record in the Conference League is almost certain to come to an end now. Hearts 0, Heidenheim 2.
It's another brilliant goal, and we've said before the quality of the cross in, and that's another ball, and all he's done there is brilliantly. Traoré just put it in an area and said, go on then, get on the end of that, and this time it's the opposite fullback has come in, and he's done what you have to do. He's got in front of Frankie Kent, and he has bulleted it past Craig Gordon. Craig Gordon's had no chance with either goals, and it's just, what do you expect from a German side? They're big, they're strong, they're efficient, they put balls in the area and ask questions of you, and that's two wonderful crafted goals. You know, Hearts it's not a 2-0 game, and possibly deserve to get something out of it, especially after their first half performance. But second half, Heidenheim have gone up a gear.
Yeah,
there's absolutely no doubt about that.
But a running jump's always going to beat a standing jump. He was running onto it, and Frankie Kent was standing jumping.
Yeah, and this is what Heidenheim do, and they do it to much bigger and richer clubs in the Bundesliga. Certainly did last season. Brilliant at soaking up pressure and so efficient, and they get into those areas, particularly from cross balls. They put in, are in the top 3 for crosses into the box in the Bundesliga last season, and they've scored from 2 from that left-hand side in the second half. And for everything that Hearts have put into this game, particularly in the first half, they are going to come away with no points as 4 minutes goes up from the fourth official. So they've got 4 minutes. If they could get one back quickly, it might give them something to throw the kitchen sink at in the final couple, but it needs urgency.
Yeah, it's a long way to go back. It's not going to happen, Thomas, but Hearts have been beat by 2 bits of real quality. Great cross, good front post header for the first one, the second one.
Penrice, back post, Shankland gets something on it, and then Grant sneaking into the 6-yard box, but Heidenheim hook it away just in the nick of time. Yeah,
the second goal's a brilliant ball in, and a lovely timed run and jump and header, placed it right at the top bin.
Yeah.
Well, that's gone for a corner.
They've seen that. I mean, Penrice has put in a couple of great balls. Shankland's got an end of both of them. First one, he's got an outstretched foot to it, knocked over the bar. That one's been blocked, and that's the difference, is the quality and the clinicality in the end for Heidenheim. They put 2 wonderful balls in there that were just begging for somebody to get on the end of it, and unfortunately for Hearts, the Germans have managed to do just that.
Corner comes in, won by Heidenheim. Vargas controls in the area, and he's been almost dispossessed, but retains it, and then he slashes it onto the roof of the net. I'll be behind for a goal kick. I tell you, I've also been really impressed with how aggressive but accurate Heidenheim have been in the challenges. So, they're not afraid to put in a strong challenge in the penalty area, but it's not rash.
Well, as soon as you seen them warming up, John and myself were saying what a big side they were. They're physical, they can look after themselves, they've got wonderful touch and control, they've grown, they've got better, they're better in the second half than they were in the first. Hearts haven't created as many chances in the second half, probably had slightly more possession, Hearts, in the second half than they did in the first. But this is a right good side.
You've got to credit the manager here. Yes, he's been here a long time, and yes, he's put the building blocks in place, but I tell you what, he's put together a really, not just an efficient 11, he's got 18, 19 players here where, and arguably his first choice boys are coming on to supplement the starting 11, but they're well coached, they're well drilled, everybody knows what they're doing, both offensively and defensively. When they go forward, people are busting themselves to get beyond the furthest man up the pitch. When they lose the ball, they're all getting back, they're all putting their body on the lines and making sure that they're difficult to break down, and it has to be a bit of quality. Hearts had that quality first half, didn't take the chances.
Here's Spittle forward for Forrest. Forrest out to the right hand side of the box. Oyogoki's made a run, low cross, won't reach Vargas, cleared. But I mean, that's what Heidenheim have done, and these players are not glamorous players. Okay, I mentioned Vanner, who's on loan from Bayern Munich, but a lot of them have just played in the 4th tier, 3rd tier, 2nd tier, but They've been well coached, well drilled, and they work their socks off. Here's Shanklin in the centre circle, forward to Forrest. Forrest lays it out to the right hand side, and Oyegoke takes a touch and he goes backwards. He had time to put that in the box if he wanted to. It's crossed in, headed by Heidenheim, and then a shot from distance from Penrice, which goes over the crossbar.
Yeah, he's unlucky, but again, he's in a good position. But Oyegoke, we've said that he looks more of a centre back playing right back there. Talk about going forward, giving yourself a good angle. He's not really done that. I tell you what, listen, Hearts will be very, very disappointed coming away tonight, because they put a lot into this game and possibly deserved a little bit more. But you can't take away the quality that this German side have shown. When they were under the cosh, they hung in, they had bodies getting in front of the play, they just played away, and there's no doubt at all, no doubt, they just stepped it up. There is,
as I told you.
They've stepped up in the second half. They're a bit sharper to the ball, moved the ball a bit quicker, got the ball. You've seen it there. There's Traore's crossing the box, brilliantly put in there, roundabout in the middle of the goals to say, go and get hit it. Oyegoke coming up the other side. It's class on along the ground. That's the difference, is that bit of quality when you need it.
I think Hearts have played well. We've just been beaten by a better side and 2 bits of quality in the match.
And there's a full-time whistle, so Hearts will not win a 3rd consecutive game in Europe.
You can listen to that, Thomas. I've been at Tynecastle where they've been hanging over the back of us, booing the team off. They're getting a standing ovation because they've been excellent tonight, Hearts. They have been beaten by a better side, 2 great chances, 2 goals. But you know what? It's been a good performance from Neil Critchley's men.
Yeah, absolutely. The fans absolutely saluting their players. They gave everything tonight, and in the first half they probably could have been at least 1 goal up, maybe even a couple of chances. Shankland's, when it broke him in the box, probably should have scored, saved by the goalkeeper. Back post header from Kent went wide as well. There were a couple of shots from Spittle and Forrest that just didn't quite find the target. Other opportunities, but in the second half it was Heidenheim who really upped it. They made some changes, brought on some of their more regular starters. Hearts probably had more of the ball, but created fewer chances. And Heidenheim came up with 2 moments of real quality, 2 crosses from the left-hand side. The first 56 minutes, Honsack onto the head of Conte, who took a big dive in and steered it into the far corner to make it 1-0. And Hearts gave it everything to try and get back in the game, but in the 90th minute, Heidenheim made the game safe. Another brilliant cross from the left, this time from Traore, found the substitute Jan Schupner, who headed in again to make it 2-0 to Heidenheim, and that is how it is finished at Tynecastle. Hearts still right in the mix for the knockout stages. Make no mistake about that. They do have 2 tough away games coming up against Bruges and Copenhagen, but they have plenty of confidence and will not be too disheartened from this performance here tonight. Just beaten by the better team, the Bundesliga outfit Heidenheim. It has finished here at Tynecastle in the UEFA Conference League. Heart of Midlothian 0, Heidenheim 2.
Following Scotland's teams in